at? Where we at with it? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at with it? Hey, hey, hey. There we go. Battle of the dual threats.
But I am thankful to the league though for all for all the shout outs that they gave me. That that was love. Appreciate that shit.
We're a big family. We get on each other's nerves, can't stand each other at times, but at the end of the day, we all got each other back. That's what the league supposed to be. Supposed to show love, especially when you need it. Especially when you need it most, because we all need it at times. It's just the way things are. Especially when you need it the most. Cause we all need it at times. Simple as that. I'm not gonna lie. I could use the love. Yeah, 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 yeah. I can use the love. I'm over here in my corn chip bag. Here, love. It's simple. It's simple. I could go dummies when I got my co-host. It's just that simple. We can go dummies when you got your co-host. Co-host is on deck. Let's go. I remember when that theme song used to come on, I used to be like, all right, man, hurry up and get to the shit. With the real movie. With the real series of Game of Thrones. You knew shit was great. Go down. Next episode, let's go. What the House of Starks is about. Damn, straight all white parking lot. Everything covered. You ain't going to work tomorrow. They better cancel that. Ain't gonna have no rides for the people. All right, we back at it again. R.T.S. episode 4, straight like that. All right, so the topic today, Booney, is battle of the dual threats. I already know you know where I'm going with this. So we're gonna have an argument on dual threat quarterbacks in Madden football along with our league. You know we did a pretty good job up until recently where we didn't have a bunch of dual threat quarterbacks in the league. I think around season 6 it started to change. I remember doing an episode where I counted them at season 5. It was 4 of them in the league. Now, I know we're a little bit past that right now. Just because of the speed of the league, we have to make sure that, I always, do some things that you always say don't do. Again, just to re-innovate, it won't be like that in real draft. It'll be real, real football. Real is the name of the title of the next league coming. So everything's going to be on the up and up there. But in Game of Thrones, we like to have fun. It's called scheme over team. Can you do something? You know what I mean? You want to have everybody has the same type of situations going on pretty much amongst their roster. So before we get into our dual threat conversation, what makes a dual threat quarterback to you, Booney?
Oh man, awesome man. Exactly what it says, man. Somebody that can get outside the pocket and create. You know what I mean? Not a Tom Brady that has to stay in the pocket, and then once he gets pressure, he has to go down and take a sack. They can make something out of nothing.
All right, so when you look at thresholds, and we talk about the speed threshold, right? What can a dual threat quarterback be under 85 speed?
Yeah, it can.
I agree with you. I just wanted to see where your mindset was. Now, does a dual threat quarterback that's under the 85 speed threshold, does he need escape artists to be a dual threat, or he just needs to be like where would you stop a considered dual threat quarterback? Like where does
Uh,
the speed stop at? Like
anything
80,
under 80,
80?
anything under 80, I could still work with 80, but it just depends on how you use them. You
Right,
know what I mean? Like anybody over 88, 90 speed, they getting 20 plus yards. And I mean, somebody 80 speed might just get a first down.
right. So when we come out of the news, I'll be highly disappointed looking at the news because Madden EA just sucks. They don't never get the pictures right with the games. So let's take a look at the league real fast, and let's just go to quarterbacks. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the quarterbacks that's in our league now. At this point, that's dual threats. Um, in the NFL. And what we'll do is we'll go by speed. All right. So of course, season 8, Lamar Jackson is a 99.99. There's no quarterback with his speed right now. But Kyler Murray comes in second at 95.96. Wafi Camden, a young quarterback for the Cardinals, is a 95.91. We got Jason Campbell with the Cam Newton type body, 6'6", 243 pounds, with 93 speed, 92 excel. And then the next quarterback is Kevin Harvey, the new Texan, 93.93. Then it's Jalen Hurts, 92.90. We got Jackson Hobbs for the Chargers, 92.91. Beeman, 92.88. Asa Hooker, 92.91. Bam Gorey, 90.92. Daney, 90.89. And now we're coming into the backup. Reynolds, Colts, Posey, Ezekiel Ford, stops where it's there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 quarterbacks 90 speed or above right now. And we had 4 coming into season 6. Now then you get to the 89s on down. You said about 80 stops the dual threat to you in your presence.
Well, that's off for me, man. What I can do with a quarterback. So for somebody else, man, 85 might be the threshold.
Right. All right. So when we go through the league and we think of dual threat quarterbacks, off the top of your head right now, who would you say are the 2 top dual threat quarterbacks in the league?
Definitely got to say Lamar Hurts.
All right. So Kyler Murray is not in that conversation in your opinion?
Nah, he's not.
All right. So let's talk about Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray at the time the league started, he was the second fastest quarterback in the league, right? But Kyler Murray never just Coach Cliff Kingsbury over there and Coach Falk over there. They turned him into a straight pocket passer from the rip. And he's played for the Giants now. He's still a pocket passer over there. He's not a running quarterback. So again, we can change the narrative on you got the speed with some of these guys, but just because they got 90 plus speed or 90 or above speed doesn't make these guys dual threat. So I'll ask you for the 90s right now. You don't consider Kyler Murray as a dual threat because of the coaching he's had our first 8 years.
Yeah, man. Depending on who you go to, man, he has the ability to be a dual threat, man. But I think just getting outside the pocket just to throw the ball, like I feel like a dual threat gets outside the pocket and they have that run pass option. When I look at Kyler Murray, I don't look at that. He's getting outside the pocket to throw the ball, not to take off.
Okay, I agree. Wafi Camden came in. They grabbed him another dual threat quarterback who yet hasn't really turned into that quarterback that runs the ball a lot at all. He's another pocket passing quarterback with dual threat speed. What about Jason Campbell, man? You play him twice a season. Is he a dual threat?
First off, who is that guy?
That's the quarterback for the Washington football team. That's crazy that you don't know who he is.
That's
wow.
crazy. So he's definitely not a dual threat.
Mm-mm.
He run an option or two with him, but normally he pitch it. You know what I mean? But he's a pocket passer, man.
All right. So with the Kevin Harvey kid, Kevin Harvey's only been starting for about 2 games right now. So we're not gonna talk about him yet because he's just starting to, he's in his second year. He's just starting to get starts. But Jalen Hurts, We know that Jackson Hobbs has the speed. This was the old Washington quarterback um, that got traded to the Chargers, and he's a dual threat. So we're starting to see a little bit of that. And then you got like so. I'm looking at these 90 plus speed quarterbacks, and not a lot of them run the ball, man. They all passers. They just got the speed. So my question to you, Boone, are they wasting their talent?
Yeah, man. I think the dual threat, the thought process of having a dual threat quarterback is sexy to people, man. So, I mean, they look for that speed and don't know how to use them. So what they do, they just revert back to playing that Peyton Manning, Tom Brady type of style football, just standing in the pocket, and then occasionally, what I mean, if it breaks down, they're able to get outside, but they're not using their legs like they should.
All right, now to me, I think you have to be a special Madden player to be able to use a dual threat quarterback. I know the problems that I had trying to play with Lamar Jackson was the fact that him being so good as a runner didn't complement the offense that I tried to run. I had to really develop it into something to better make them both. Just talk about how talented you think you have to really be to be able to utilize the quarterback in a run game. Considering you're the
Uh,
leader, like I'm having this conversation because you always been the dual threat quarterback guy. So I'm not, outside of the real draft, I only person that was able to play with a real true dual threat was me and 17 and 18 with Lamar Jackson. But the moment he became a Raven, we gave our best runner with the quarterback the best runner. And you've done things no one has ever done. I've seen in no league that's been done with Lamar Jackson on the ground. So again, for the best runner in our league, best runner with a quarterback in our league, describe what it takes to be a dual threat quarterback and
I
successful
mean,
at it.
you definitely need patience, man. And I say that, but if you see me run the ball with a running back, I'm anything but patient. You know what I mean? Sometimes it depends. I get the whole, but with a dual threat quarterback, man, you definitely got to be patient, man. And there's certain things that you have to watch. You know what I mean? When you run with a quarterback.
Is it harder to play the game, to play in the passing game when you know you got a quarterback that can run? Like, do you miss reads knowing that you can run the football with your quarterback? Do you miss a lot of open
Yeah, you
reads?
do. Just knowing that you have that speed at quarterback, pretty much as a second running back, it makes you see things that are not there, right? You might see a fucking defensive end coming around the corner, but your tackle got him. You know what I mean? So that's gonna get you antsy and want you to get out of the pocket. So yeah, it definitely makes you miss reads. It makes you it definitely have you having a bunch of sacks too, also. So you'll have sacks depending on if you're running with your quarterback or not.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, how hard is it to play a guy that has a quarterback that can not only be a 100-yard rusher in the backfield, but can throw the football as well? Like when you have to play a guy that can, got a dual threat quarterback that can use them in the sense of the way you can. How hard is that? How much pressure does that put on you defensively?
Man, and I ain't saying that I'm a Madden god or nothing, but I think by me pretty much having dual threat quarterbacks pretty much all the time, I think I defend them pretty well.
Okay,
Because depending on the person, man, I think I know what they want to do,
right.
right? And I don't know, I ain't trying to really say what I normally do against because I play in my other leagues. Not one league do I have Lamar, except this one league, and it's a
Hmm.
money league. I just got him. Is I got Tom Brady in one league, so that's actually helping me become a better pocket passer with my dual threat.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah,
How important is it to play multiple leagues with multiple different teams, multiple different players to be able to play? Like we all got our main league, right? We all got our league that we love more than the other leagues. But how good is it for you to be in those other leagues and then play with different background players. Like you might have a power back versus an elusive back. You might have a receiver running back versus elusive and power. You might have a pocket passing quarterback more than a dual threat. How does that help you? Like you said, it made you not having a dual threat quarterback with Tom Brady made your passing open up. So when you come back to Game of Thrones and you playing with Jalen Hurts, what does that do for your passing game?
man, definitely. It pretty much man shows me routes, concepts that were open that I didn't realize that were open.
Right.
So I'm holding on to the ball a little bit more. I'm standing in the pocket a little bit longer. Also, man, in some of the league, I actually have a running game. So I got running backs over 1,000 yards. You know what I mean? Multiple running backs. So that's helping me also.
All
So
right. So
it definitely pays.
so let's get to this. Mutt. When you watch Mutt, all you see is escape artist guys rolling out to throw the roll out to the where the bomb is going. Post coming back door, they roll out to that side to try to beat the glitch of the defense, to try to confuse the AI. Right. My question to you is flat out this: dual threat quarterbacks in real life and Madden. All right. Because we see a lot of guys roll out, but that doesn't make that quarterback dual threat. It just means he has the ability. Like Aaron Rodgers, to me, isn't a runner quarterback in real life, but he has escape artist ability. You know what I'm saying? He gets out of shit. He can roll around like shit. Patrick Mahomes, is he dual threat?
Nah, I don't see him as a dual threat, man. He's just a playmaker. He makes certain plays out of rolling out, man. I don't see him as a dual threat, especially. All right, so Lamar, man, when he running to get a touchdown. Pat
He
Mahomes
running
running to fucking
football.
slide. You know what I mean? He
All
gonna
right.
slide 9 out of 10.
All right. So my question would be real life and Madden. Is that the new wave? Do you think Lamar Jackson opened up the door for mobile quarterbacks to be able to come be the next thing in the NFL? Or do you think it'll always be, because look at the narrative right now. Tom Brady, pocket passer, playing in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, pocket passer, playing in the Super Bowl. It's not a dual threat. Because listen, Josh Allen is a dual threat quarterback. And if nobody doesn't
So
agree with me with that, then you don't know football. But Josh Allen
no,
is a
no.
dual threat quarterback. None of
So
those
so
guys are in the
Josh
playoffs.
Allen's he is. Pat Mahomes is a dual threat also because Andy Reid put him on a lot of bootlegs, a lot of rollout type plays also.
Yeah, he got
So
his neck
I think
broken and against the Cleveland Browns
yeah,
trying running for no
exactly. I
reason.
think he fumbled that shit out of bounds. But I think we got to put him in the category of dual threat because of he has speed. I think he's just one of those scary ass players that don't want to take a hit.
What about Baker Mayfield? Is he dual threat?
Yeah. We got to put him in there too. I think we got to put him in there because he one of those. He remind me of Lamar Jackson. Like man, he play when he running, he's trying to get a touchdown. He'll take a hit.
Right. So again, my question would be: is the dual threat quarterback the new wave in the NFL and Madden football?
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely in Madden, and I definitely see that in the NFL, man. I think that's one reason why we're seeing two. I want to call them great. Fuck that. Two great quarterbacks retire this year, in Phillip Rivers and Drew Brees, because like they're not mobile and shit. They took some hits this year. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
think that's why.
I think the until a dual threat quarterback flat out win the Super Bowl, there's always going to be that they can win regular season games. They're not going to last long. Blah 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 blah. That talk is always going to be there. But now let's get back to Madden when it comes down to dual threat right now. So when you're looking at stats and you look at what's going on right now, before I get into that, let's answer this question. You said you didn't know who Jason Campbell was. Their coach is online right now, typing to you, letting you know. Check out the stats, rushing stats from both quarterbacks last night, and tell me what you saw. So let's go do that. Let's go back to that game.
Quarterbacks last night. What happened last night?
Yeah, well, you played the Washington football team where you don't know who his quarterback is, right? So he has a problem with that. So what he said was, let's check stats on the two mobile quarterbacks that you're not giving mobile respect to right now. Where we at with it? Eagles, 52-38 loss. There we go. So we're going to look at these quarterbacks right now. So Jalen Hurts with 113.3 rating, 467 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4 picks. Jason Campbell, 104.3, 319, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. Jason was sacked 2 times. Jalen Hurts was sacked once. In the run game, quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts had 3 carries, 26 yards. He did average 8.7, just ran the ball 3 times. Jason Campbell, 2 carries, 12 yards, 6 yards.
What do you want me to look at?
That's what I want. I don't know. He said go look at the numbers last night. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure
What you
out.
talking about?
I went to it. I don't know. Neither one of your quarterbacks did anything in the run game really.
Yeah, didn't have to.
It
Shit,
was
we
a
were throwing that
passing
bitch
game,
around.
throwing that shit around the park. So I don't know. I don't know what that. What hit it? What we supposed to be looking at, bro?
Trying to plug your player and shit.
Oh
Just made that motherfucker look like a ass. He ass as fuck.
my god! So you
We
don't know
just had a
nothing
good
about
game.
You don't know nothing about this quarterback until I just
Man,
mentioned him.
man, listen, dog, I don't know who the fuck quit. I thought he still had the other dude, man. Listen,
You know,
that just show you, man. I only, man. Hey, no disrespect, but it is kind of disrespectful. I don't even fucking pay attention. Certain people I only pay attention to their team, dog. I know he got Bo Jackson, and that's it, bro. I don't give a fuck who his quarterback is.
he said neither quarterbacks ain't dual threat.
Nah, man, your point ain't valid, man. Just keep listening, or get on it, and say your piece.
All right, so let's get back to this dual threat conversation right now. So we got a league full of dual threat quarterbacks, right? And most people that's seeing those numbers on speed and their thresholds and all that would be like, damn, they all fast quarterbacks, but they're not, like you said, they're not being used as both. Who and outside of Lamar and Jalen Hurts can you say in the league is utilizing the running quarterback?
Man, shit. I
We
don't know,
gotta
man.
we gotta narrow this number down before we get into this conversation of best dual threat quarterbacks in the league. So
Let's
it
see.
goes down to the offense that's being called for these quarterbacks to be able to run. Then it's what they do in the run game at quarterback right now. So who's the dual threat quarterbacks in the league right now?
Shit.
Should I take us to rosters so we can look at, or should I just stay at stats and look at? That's hard, right? So we'll
Yeah, it
do this.
is.
We can go. We'll do rushing, right? We'll do rushing. We'll do rushing yards real fast. We'll go to NFL. We'll go to rushing, and we're gonna ignore running backs right now when it's gonna be all running backs here. But we're gonna ignore the running backs for right now. All right. So we got, when I find a quarterback, I'll stop on it.
Just what's the name? What's the name? Sort by quarterbacks. Go to
Hi, oh, you can do
go
that.
yeah, go to position and yeah,
There
then
you
go straight
go.
to
Oh,
quarterback.
that's hot. Always learn something new in franchise mode. That's hot. Oh shit. Now can I do yards just by them now?
Nah, you gonna have to go.
You just gotta go down.
Yeah,
All right, so Ty Cash have dual threat ability. He has 57 yards on 8 carries. He's going to go down. Ezekiel Ford has dual threat. He uses his quarterback in the run game, but 13 carries, 60 yards. Burrow, no. Solari got the speed. Beeman has it. 12 carries, 100 yards, 8.3 in 5 games. That's not bad, right?
Todd Campbell,
Nah, Jay Beeman. We ain't get to Campbell yet.
Jay Bean.
Yeah, in 5 games, Ezekiel Ford has 13 carries for 60 yards. He averaged 4.6 yards.
Yeah,
He has one
yeah,
touchdown.
not bad. Nah,
Um, that's
that's
not
bad
good.
if you
That's
call
not
it.
good.
That's bad if you call him a dual threat.
hmm But Jay Beeman, dual threat quarterback, 12 carries, 100 yards in 5 games, 8.3 yards a carry. He has a touchdown. But he 3 broken tackles that quarter. I don't see no fumbles. They don't got the fumble stat up here. 8.3, 12 carries. I like it. Look, Jason Campbell, same thing. 12 carries, 100 yards, 8.3, and a touchdown in
There
five
ain't dual
games.
threat. There
Nah,
ain't
that
dual
doesn't
threat.
make him dual threat yet, but we're looking at numbers, right? Kyler
Yeah,
Murray, 10 carries, 113 yards. He averaged 11.3 yards when he do take off. Bam Gorey, 11 carries, 45 yards. He kind of not he getting shut. Eric Mahoney over there with 10 carries, 122 yards, 12.2 yards a carry right now. Will Camden, 5 carries, 42 yards, 8.4. Posey, 17 carries right now. He's almost 20 carries right now. Tyson Posey is being used as a dual threat at this point. 17 carries, 140 yards, 8.2 yards a carry, and a touchdown. We got a Wardell Bean, Anthony McGooey. Hobbs got 19 carries for 145 yards, 7.6, 3 touchdowns.
yeah,
Dual
yeah.
threat?
Close it. Yeah, yeah. You gotta get. Yeah.
I would say so. Lamar Jackson, 13 carries, 146 yards, 11.2, a touchdown. We're still trying to find Hurts right now. Boone treating Chase and Campbell like Tevin Campbell.
Oh,
Oh wow! I know
Mark.
tomorrow will bring better you, better me. Oh God! So where is? I don't see your quarterback up here, Booney.
Hey man,
There you
I don't
go,
know.
Jalen Hurts, 36
Check it.
carries, 304 yards, 8.4. That's dual threat. So nobody can't talk shit to you right now. That's dual threat. 8.4, 6 rushing touchdowns right now. So with that being said, he's the best dual threat quarterback in the league right now?
I think he is, man. Especially right now, for some reason, I don't know, man. He's able to pass the ball and also get his yards too on the ground at the same time. So I say, yeah, he the best dual threat.
All right, so who's the best? What's the best style of quarterback in our league right now? Is it a pocket passer quarterback or a dual threat quarterback?
I think it's the dual threat. It got to be the dual threat. I think the dual threat quarterbacks had the most championships,
They
Super
it,
Bowls.
the dual threat quarterbacks taking over the passing game. Period. So let's get out of here and let's go back to the passing game. Right now in the league, right now, after the computer love, Josh Allen, dual threat quarterback. But that's a computer love. He hasn't played a game. He's on vacation again. But he got 1782 right now in passing yards. The next two are Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts. Battle the dual threats right now. So they battle on right now. 1,754 yards passing for Lamar, 1,744 passing yards for Jalen Hurts. Um, okay, so they neck to neck right now. This is a battle that we're going to have to watch for the rest of the season now because it's a battle. They in. I say they in first and second. I'm not gonna count a guy that's not playing his games. Computer can do whatever they want. You know what I mean? Um, when it comes down to touchdowns, most touchdowns in the league right now are back to back. 24 for Lamar, 23 for Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts has thrown 10 picks in 5 games, and Lamar has thrown 7 in 5 games. Lamar has a 73% completion percentage, and Hurts has 62%. Deshaun Watson's right behind him as well. But when you get to the touchdowns right now, 24, 23, then it's 18, and Mahoney was 17, tied with Osborne with 17 touchdowns. So our top passers right now let's look at yards per average per game right now. All right, so you got, again, they neck to neck. Lamar is third. Jalen Hurts is fourth right now. Lamar is averaging 350.8 yards a game in the passing game, and Jalen Hurts is averaging 348.8 in the passing game. Now with that being said, we go to the receiving category, and let's look at who's catching the football at a high level right now. All right, so Dustin Thomas is leading the league with 35 catches. Behind him is Roddy White, Computer Love. Behind him is Computer Love. The next player that's playing all their games is Najee Murray at 28. All right, so now you get to the passing yards. Your receiver is the only receiver with 1,000 yards on the season right now through 5 games. So the next two are Najee Murray, and then you got Maurice Teller right now. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts right now and his growth. Okay, in his rookie year, Jalen won a Super Bowl. Was that he actually got the MVP of that Super Bowl, didn't he?
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah, he did get that because he threw the ball well in that game. All right, so he has an Super Bowl MVP and a Super Bowl trophy as well. From season one, has he played at a Hall of Fame level, or do you think he's dropped off? Like once you reach the Super Bowl, is it you have to continue to get back to a Super Bowl? Like if you're not playing for an NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl, is Jalen Hurts leveling out? That's what I want to. That's the question I want to know. Is he leveling out, or do you feel as though he's playing at a very high level and is getting better as he get older?
No, I think he playing at a high level, man. I think at at some point, man. I know he has. He didn't do it publicly, but we had to point the finger at the defense, man, and we had to get the defense better during the offseason. I think that's what we did to put our team in a better position to win a couple more Super Bowls.
Bet. So what do you say to these to the people that chime in and they say Dick riding a player doesn't make him good?
Hey, man, I don't know what you're talking about Dick riding. They have to specify, you know what I mean. But when you throwing, 39, 40, 40 plus touchdowns a season, 60 touchdowns a season. And I guarantee you half of those dudes haven't even threw 50 touchdowns a season. You know what I mean? Spreading the ball around. I don't
But
know, man. What else
let's
you want
just
me to do?
let's dig into it. So he's been in the league since 2020. Simple as that. 4,000 yards in 2020, 51 touchdowns. 4,000 yards in 2021, 56 touchdowns. 5,000 yards in 22, 69 touchdowns. He followed that up with another 5,000 yard season with 65 touchdowns. And 24 and 25 was his lowest outputted yardage. 3,943, 3,375. He comes back next year, 4,315. He's already at 1,744 right now. That's in the passing game. Are these Game of Thrones Hall of Fame numbers?
I think they are.
He's been a 1,000-yard quarterback. He rushed for 1,000 yards one time in his career since 2020. His rookie year, he rushed for 1,000 yards. He had 899, and then his next output close to that was 735. Touchdown wise, he's had a 20 touchdown season on the ground, 9, 11, 7, 9, 7, and 6. So Jalen Hurts, Hussein Brewer, a lot of TDs. Yeah, it's a lot of damn. It's a lot. Yeah, handing the ball off isn't passing. Oh boy. So your division mate is in a word of war words with you right now, man. What's going on, Coach Hitter? Over there, vocal as hell with the fingers right now. He typing away. So he's saying you're not throwing the ball downfield and you handing the ball off on jet sweeps and shit like that. So what do you got to say about that, Boom?
Hey man, I can make another video to show you getting hit across the head with bombs if that's what you want. You know what I mean? Remember the last video what happened? You know what I mean? Got your ass whooped in the alley. Just saying. What you want? You know what I mean? Type that. Type what you want me to do, and I'll do it. Because I could have swore Dustin Thomas went upside your head a couple of nights ago.
He dunking on him?
Dunking on him, man. Shit, burning him. Burning them, leaving them in the dust.
So it was Woo Babies or
Woo Baby and Woo Baby Babies.
Or Woo.
Hey, man, listen, dog. I don't know what he's talking about jet sweeps. Yeah, we hit them across the head with some jet sweeps, too. Weak ass defensive ends. Motherfuckers slowing down. I guess they get too old or something.
All right, so that's Jalen Hurts overall, passing the ball and running the ball at a high level. Definitely, arguably the number one. So let's go to Lamar Jackson, and we have to dig into him at 2020 as well. So we go 2020 from 2020. Here we go, 4,424 yards. We're not even gonna talk about the back end. We're just gonna say 4,043 touchdowns, 19 picks. 4,021, 51 touchdowns, 22 picks. 3,022, 39 touchdowns. He had 4,000 again and 23, 55 touchdowns. 3,024, 57 touchdowns. 4,025, 58 touchdowns. Last year, 5,000, 56 touchdowns, and he had 1,754 this year. So his best season passing the ball, numbers wise, yards, is 2026. In a run game, let's take a look at him. In 2020, he's been a 1,000-yard rusher. In 2020, he had 943. In 2021, 921. 2022, 1,023, 1,024, and then his numbers dropped tremendously, carries and everything. So he's 79 carries, 25 for 650, 53 carries for 398 in 2026, which was last year. Now looking at those numbers, you saw Hurts, you saw Mar's numbers right now. Who's the better dual threat quarterback in the league right now?
With numbers, it'll be Lamar.
So what's the other half of that? Because you said with numbers. So
yeah,
what's
with
the
numbers.
other half?
If you talking about the it factor, you know what I mean? If you really need to play, you need something to happen out of nothing, like not a design play, you know what I mean, just drop back, shit ain't there, you fucking make something out of nothing, you run for 50 yards or something. I think Hurts got that. Lamar got that also with the speed, but you don't use him like that. So that's why, you know what I mean, I think Hurts is still the better dual threat, because I think he could actually hit the home run, I'm willing to put Hurts in situations that you might not be willing to put Lamar in.
Right. So in a sense of drop back passing and on passing plays, you can go the distance at any time and turn that into a run play versus a passing play, where Lamar's probably more looking to throw the ball
Right.
than run the ball. I get what you're saying. So and that makes you feel as though that makes Jalen Hurts that much more dangerous as a dual threat quarterback.
Yeah, I think Lamar is more polished than passing, because that's what you do. So pretty much in that aspect, yeah, I think you got him in the passing aspect of the dual threat. But shit, honestly, with the weapon, depending on the weapons that you have, if you could run or just the threat of running that Lamar has with your passing ability, it would probably propel Lamar over Hurts.
So let's talk game stuff that you go through in a game. How often do you see spies on the field when you're playing your games,
Uh,
or do you even
I
pay
don't,
attention to it?
I don't even pay attention to him, cause man, with that escape artist, man, you run past the motherfuckers.
Yeah, I get it a lot. I get double spies. I see two guys spying me and a guy using over top of it with three. Um, th- Let me ask you this: if you do see a spy on the field, does that hurt? Does that change anything? Like, do you feel as though the spy slows you down from running the football at all with your quarterback?
Yeah, yeah, but 9 out of 10, man. I'm always looking to pass first. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm always looking at the rush to see where they're coming from. But normally, if they spy me, that means they ain't blitzing me. You know what I
Right,
mean? And
right.
they either use with somebody. You know what I mean? Most people use it in the middle, the linebacker. So if they spy me one linebacker using the other one, I know I'm getting a 4-man rush or a 3-man rush. So I got time to pass the ball.
Well,
But
this my answer to this would be purely off of the speed of Lamar Jackson, the fact that he was a 96 to start the league off with, and he's now a 99. One spy doesn't affect nothing I do in a run game. I run right by that spy all the time. You have to have Pittsburgh Steelers linebackers to be able to stop me from running past a spy. And even with him having those 96 speed linebackers, 94 speed linebackers running around, I still can run by a spy, not multiple, but a spy. I could go back into the game I played today where I saw two guys on spy. I threw a pick six too. Two guys spying me at middle linebacker, just stuck, standing right next to each other. I mean, like damn near on top of each other. I was throwing a swing pass to a wheel pass to the running back. You know how they throw that shit upfield no matter what. You want to throw it behind them, throw it right away. They still throw it upfield, and he got a pick six off of it. I saw those two spies and came back to it and saw the two spies again and was able to move those guys. Like, how often do you move defenses because of your feet, which the legs of your quarterback?
oh man, all the time, man. Especially when they spy, they actually send they'll send a spy, man, and then drop it to the tight end right in the middle. Um, or man, they'll play on the safety, and then as soon as I give them the illusion that I'm about to run across the line of scrimmage, they'll bring the safety up, then I'll hit them across the head with a bomb.
Does Super Bowl titles uh, go into the greatness of the two dual threat, the best two dual threat quarterbacks in the league? Lamar has two, Jalen has one. Both of them has won the big game. Now, I will say this: Jalen Hurts has won an MVP in his Super Bowl win. Lamar has yet to be the reason why we've won a Super Bowl.
I was about to say that. No, I don't think that matters, man. And the only reason is because I know that the dogs that you had in your backfield,
Right.
and if I remember correctly, you had 2,000 yard backs or 1,500 yard backs, something like that.
Yeah.
You were like a running machine, you know what I mean? And that, just like in real life, that run game and Lamar Jackson, you know what I mean? It helped. So now I don't think that championship should matter when we're talking about this.
I agree with you. I agree with you because during the two back-to-back Super Bowl years of Lamar Jackson's and the Ravens team, we led the league in rushing as a team. We had again, you had both of the Israel twins had 1,500 yards and double-digit touchdowns, and Lamar had somewhere between 1,000 to 1,200 yards rushing as well. So we had 3,000-yard running backs in the backfield. That's enough for anybody to be affected by when you play this team. What makes you dangerous as a dual threat quarterback?
Uh, I want to say it's probably, man, my ability to use Hurts in different ways, man. I mean, we had the design quarterback runs. Um, Probably I might have a design quarterback run that goes outside, man, but we'll cut that shit up the middle. You know what I mean? To take it the distance because people like to overplay shit. You know what I mean? I think that That what sets me aside from everybody else. And I know a lot of people talk about the dick ride, like MC Hammer that he's scoring what 64 touchdowns, 3,500 yards.
A record
Like
that
his
still
ability,
haven't been broken yet.
man. I'm trying to do it this year,
You gonna try to break it with
but
Thomas?
yep, Hitter gonna help me. He gonna give me another 10 touchdown game. But
Mm, mm.
yeah, man, like just the ability to know what's coming and still can't stop it. You know,
Right. I would say this. You saw it. I mean, year 1, 2, and 3, I was being told Lamar's in the graveyard, trade him, all types of shit. You was one of the main ones screaming at. Um, I don't think it's easy. Like Falk's going through this transition right now too, trying to transition into, utilizing that type of style of offense with a dual threat quarterback, right? Um,
right.
so you've been doing it for years, Boone. You've been doing this shit since before we even thought of a Lamar Jackson, right? Uh, Talk about how that that having that dual threat and pitting the offense behind a dual threat quarterback takes your offense to a different level.
It does, man. But a lot of people think that it's just getting a fast quarterback and doing it. Nah, your lineman got to be a certain type, man.
Hmm.
Like a lot of
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
your lineman got to be a certain. I ain't even gonna say what they got to be. They got to be a certain type, man. You
Exactly.
can't
Talk
have
that shit. Franchise
yeah,
guru
you know
shit.
what I
Talk
mean.
it. Uh huh.
They can't be mismatched. You know what I mean? Like, but even with that, man, you have to be disciplined and stay with that. You know what I mean? Because as
Right.
soon as you yeah, man, I ain't gonna get too much in it, but yeah, it's tough though, man. It's tough, but once you get it, man, like you'll see that shit before your eyes, man. Everything will be clicking.
Right. And I'm following the Cardinals this year because he's transitioning to a that type of team. We got three dogs in the backfield with a dog quarterback that can move the ball, move the chains as well with his feet. So we're watching that transition. And look, he's going through late in season 8. He's going through what I was going through season 1, 2, and 3. Um, I think the hardest thing for me was to incorporate what I usually do in the passing game. I've always been a runner. We always had dog running backs. We always, on top of things. But what I realized though was this: how do I, excuse me, incorporate what the Ravens do in real life to Madden? And the first thing I was doing, I ran their offense, pistol offense, a lot of read options, a lot of those type of things I tried to do. And what I realized was on this game, all you got to do is do a certain adjustment, and you can make that read option one dimensional by handing the ball off to the running back the whole game. So I would waste plays, I would waste downs, which would get me into games where I was losing, where I should have been winning these games. But I'm coming out of possessions, wasting the first 3 plays, or wasting 2 plays and then playing beyond the sticks because I'm one dimensional because the read option was taken away from me. The threat of Lamar pulling it and running was taken away from me. So it became, how do I incorporate the Ravens style of play and be able to continue to be good at the game as well. And once we figured it out, Hitter told me, go back to doing you thinking too much and all that. Play how you usually play. So I did. I went back to that, but I got better at running the Ravens offense because of the weapons I put around. Now, of course, it's the weapons that's on the field as well, but it came down to the offensive line, being able to get the right offensive line in. Because I got the Ravens come on a game with one of the better offensive lines on a game right away.
Right.
And we traded those guys fast. Like we have one remaining Raven on the offensive line. He was a rookie coming in, which was Breederson. And we kicked him down from guard to center. So with that being said, we brought the line in that can help transition into the type of offense I was really trying to run. And then that receiver, I realized you can't be out here trying to throw the ball to 3 to 4 different receivers and involve everybody. And I wasn't really good at me. I never really throw to the tight end as much, but their offense was based on throwing to the tight end. So I had to find a way to incorporate that all in one. And once I got it together, it became dangerous to the point where you started to see 3,000-yard rushers, 3,000-yard receivers. You remember that little stretch, about 2 or 3 season stretch of 3,000-yard rushers in the backfield and 3,000-yard receivers running around. And all it did was it opened up the offense to a point where it's at now. Now I think I asked you the same question I'm about to say. I'm going to ask you a question of what I'm about to say. The fact that you got the weapons now around your quarterback right now. How does that make it easier for your quarterback to be able to do both pass and run?
First off, man, the defense they can't just focus on me running with the quarterback, or they can't just focus on MC Hammer Daddy. You know what I mean? We have I think three to four receivers, man, that they have to game plan for. You know what I mean? Because I hit the tight end. You know what I mean? I hit Favors. I hit Thomas. So it takes that much that pressure off of Hurts.
Right. Now, boom. Being a, being good at doing what you're doing, and you've been a dual threat guy in our league for years. Talk about trends. Talk about things that you've trended where, we all talk about, yo, this guy stole my play. He always running my shit. Blah 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 blah. But what makes you boom and us giving you names like the Boom Cat? First of all, talk about the Boom Cat. What is the Boom Cat?
Man, it's the Wildcat, man. Something that people normally never use, and then couple of seasons in, now everybody running it. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right. So when you talk about the handoff passes, the jet touch passes and things like that, do you feel like you brought that to the league?
I I don't want to say I brought it to the league, man, but I definitely think people probably used it before, but it wasn't successful as it is now. And then people just kind of started back, like, oh, that shit work now. So then now they using it. Um, T definitely one of them. Dick Rider.
Mm. Wow. Wow. We saw Snake Eyes incorporate, and you was on headset a couple times with us, and I was like, you know what? I'm ready to go to this offense. That's going to be dangerous. And it started from you. Remember me hitting you, asking you, yo, what formations that is with the jet power with the quarterback when you made that
Yeah.
famous. But then that offense was built where we was, you had it started, and before you got to add to it, Snake Snake had conversations with me with that offense, and me running my mouth. I'm gonna do this. Boone does this, but I'm gonna do this off of it. It's not, and then Snake incorporated it to the point where jet sweeps became his entire offense. Powers and jet power, jet sweep power and jet sweeps became his entire offense, and he was successful with it. Talk about how football is that. Some a coach might come out with something, and then another coach takes that and builds off of that. And talk about how important that is in Madden as well.
It's definitely important, man, because we always say it's a copycat league, man. So once you get some shit that's out there that's fire, what I mean, motherfuckers want to steal it. So you can't even run it. You run it one time in the game. Oh, now they know that you run that play too, so they kind of locked on, and then they shut that shit down. So you got to be able to have a little wrinkle off of the previous play that you ran.
All right. Yeah, so I agree. I think that trendsetters is off of the players that have the most success at what they do, and what happens is people build off of that. All right, just offhand, thinking about players that's in the league right now. Anybody that you look at that's trending up? What teams in our league right now that you think, as coaches, they're trending up?
Oh man, I think that Bucks user, man, his team trending.
Yeah, I think we got to show him some love. He's definitely trending as a team right now. Yeah, I think he took a big loss tonight against the Falcons. Got him at 3-2 at this point right now. But let's talk about it. Billy Osborne is on a block as well. He does have 1,314 yards passing, 17 touchdowns,
G
9
ball.
picks, 65 completion percentage. I like him. I don't understand why he's trying to trade him, but whatever. Let's see where his mind is at. Look like he wants to go get him a fast quarterback. Noonan East in the backfield, 51 carries, 295 yards. He does have a running back average of 5.8 with a touchdown. It looks like he throw the ball more than he run. Um, at this point right now. Then when you look at receivers right now, let's talk about Nazeem Murray, man. I don't think we're giving this kid enough credit. This guy came out 2 drafts ago, right? The fastest receiver to come out the draft. We saw him week 1 with the old coach against King Falk, and he had 3 touchdowns in that game where it was just like, I'm talking about Falk coming out of the game like, yo, he got this receiver over here that I could not keep up with. Like, I'm talking about slant to the crib, and he guys there Simmons in the middle with that with receiver speed at middle linebacker. Then we're talking about seam routes, bombs, post routes, bombs to the crib, and then it just disappeared when you see it, which had all of us trying to grab these fast receivers that was coming out, right? So then we come back 2 seasons later, the coach got him right now, and Nazeek Murray is playing at a high level. As fast as we are in our league with players, would you consider him a top 3 fastest receiver in the league?
Oh yeah, man, you got to, man, especially with the 99 acceleration. You know what I mean?
T Black.
Yeah,
Go ahead, boy. I'm
yeah.
listening.
Oh nah, man, definitely, man. The 98 jumping at 5'9", he got 98 jumping. So shit, that put him at least 6 feet, 6'1", especially when they're attacking passes. So
Yeah.
yeah, man, he gotta be. Yeah, he gotta be.
So we talked about it. You come out the. I turned it off. I turned it off. You talk. We talked about it. I don't, cause it's hooked. I don't know why you got the earbuds hooked up to my phone. I guess from last time you let me get them, cause it's trying to do it right now. So when I hit audio, I gotta go speaker and not. There we go. My bad. You was in my girl earbud. She's snapping right now. We in the middle of a real talk. What's up, coach? Yeah, you got the force, bro. Oh, I just because I forgot we had a new user over there. I thought it was still a computer game. Yeah, I seen that shit. I forgot that shit that fast though. Well, we hit that shit. Oh well. All right, my boy. Play your next game, Kurt. You heard? Hop on headset. We on headset. All right. All right. So boom, we talked about drafting speed out of the draft. So for example, you got MC Hammer Daddy who came out with a 92 speed.
Yeah,
He had
92.
that. He had what 98, 99 speed about at this point or not yet.
Nah, not yet. I think he like 90, what, 96 maybe.
All right. So is a difference between drafting a 92 speed and developing into 97, 98 speed versus drafting a 96 speed, and that's that. So what I'm trying to say is this: when you draft a receiver that got any player that you draft out of the draft class that has 96 speed or above, they are the Tyreek Hills, the Henry Ruggs, the Hollywood Browns. When it comes down to offense, they are those type of players, right? So whether it's a running back or receiver, 96 speed is the threshold that you need to understand. You draft that 96 speed or above, that kid flying regardless. Now, you drafted Dustin Thomas, 96 speed or above. At this point right now, when the league is fast and everybody got speed everywhere, how important it is that his 96 speed still feels like real 99 speed right now. When you're playing with him, how does he get behind coverages and stuff like that? And outside of you designing plays, it's pure speed, right? You feel
Yeah.
it when you play with him.
Oh no, you definitely can feel it. Yeah, man, he's probably like the fastest person on my team. And Favors is pretty fast too.
So when we come back to a Nazeek Murray and then a Tion Pitts, those type of, or White Mike, they came out with that speed. You got Joey Shelton. You got kids that came out with that speed yet, and we're not seeing them being used like the kids that are being used. Like we know White Mike is blazing. We see it every time the Ravens play. That guy's making big plays. But with Nazeek Murray is doing exactly that right now as well with that type of speed. Now how much does the coach have to be able to scheme him open versus his pure speed just getting him open right now at this point?
Man, it definitely some sleight of hand, man. You know what I mean? So you definitely got to scheme, man, to set them up, man, because a lot of people kind of they catching on to the one play tutties and shit. So
Right, right,
a lot of that shit is dead, man. No, like I said, man, I always say no disrespect, but the shit sound disrespectful. Like I think Falk kind of made his money off of those, but I think with the speed of the game right now. Now everybody got to play football and actually drive down the field, man, and depend on defenses to really kind of give more possessions to the
right,
offense.
right. And you can't waste downs. One try, one play tutty. You throw a pick or two. Next thing you know, the momentum is gone, and you're not seeing it. So we know pure speed is pure speed. We seen Hollywood Brown blow the top off of defenses and in Baltimore, and now he's in Seattle and he's blowing the top off of defenses. So again, speed is speed. Look what Henry Ruggs has been doing from day one when Rich the Barber is playing. What about Tyreek Hill at the age Tyreek Hill is right now? If you go back to stats in NFL, I'm quite sure Tyreek is up there when it comes down to running by guys right now. He's still making big time catches. Look, Tyreek Hill, 18 catches, 640 yards, 35.6 yards on the average. He averaged 128. He has 11 touchdowns right now.
Them all bombs.
Yeah, they bombs. He running by people. When you look at averages, the guys that got I would say 10 or more catches right now. When you look at the guys that got 10 or more catches, Maurice Teller with 16 catches right now, he's averaging 40.2 yards a game. Now Maurice Teller is the exact prototype that I'm telling you about. This guy came out with 92 speed. He's up to a 98, 99 at this point. But he doesn't feel like a true 96, 97 speed guy. He's not the guy that I say is the fastest player, even though he might have that 98, 99 speed. It's weird because people don't realize the AI of this game. 96 speed or above is blazing. So when you drafting that, you drafting speed for real. You get that, you can do some things with it. That's what you pretty much scheme around right now. Let's go back to that class. This was the second draft class. Maurice Teller, MC Hamadadi, Arsenio Monk, Big Baller Bennett. These receivers came out. We had a talk amongst them in their rookie year, and we said we want to come back a couple years later down the line right now. Out of these guys, Arsenio, Maurice, MC Hamadadi, and Big Baller Bennett, who would you say is having the best career right now?
Let's go look at, you said Monk, right?
Mm-hmm.
What Monk at?
He's on the Cardinals, so we'll go find the Cardinals and Arsenio Monk. He's been traded to the Cardinals. At this point, Arsenio Monk, let's dig in his numbers. Stat and career. All right, so since he's been in the league, 2021, this kid's been a 1,000-yard receiver every year he's been in the league. 1,200. I think his biggest output was 1,395. His biggest touchdown output was 18. He's done it more than once. 13, 18, 15, 14, 17, 18. Solid career.
Yeah, definitely solid.
Solid career. Hall of Fame career or solid career?
I think we talk about a solid career. I think you have to help your team contribute to wins and at least playoff wins.
All right. So that's Arsenio. Now let's go look at MC Hamadadi. All right. So MC Hamadadi, here we go. Let's go look at the stats. When it come down to yardage, and no one's going to be able to compare it to him, I think, outside of Big Baller Bennett. All right, so he had that 1996, 34 touchdowns in his rookie year, bro. He went bonkers, 90 catches. Then he had a year that no one's never going to break that record as of right now. 148 catches, 3,000. I mean, first of all, you broke the record of catches there, right? 148 in the season?
Now he won behind Michael Thomas.
Okay, so one behind Michael Thomas. 3,520, no one has that, right? That's your record right there.
Nobody got that.
And 61 touchdowns in the season, one receiver. So then after that, he had a 2,000-yard season, and then he's been, I would say a 1,000-yard receiver after that. So 1,028, 12 touchdowns, 13, 18, 15 touchdowns. But then last year, what was the fall off here? 35 catches, 960, 5 touchdowns. Just the production wasn't.
Dustin and Favors, he started to take a back seat, man.
Does he have right now? If his career was over, is he a Hall of Famer? Game of Thrones Hall of Famer.
Oh, easy. And honestly, the last 2 seasons, you can take a look at that and try to throw it out the window or try to add it. But if you actually go to career stats, I guarantee you, if you go to career stats, proof is in the pudding. If you go to career stats for each and every receiver, he probably smashing everybody.
Let's go to it. Ain't nothing but to get to it. You feel me? Ain't nothing but to get to it. We got the stats right in front of us. Numbers don't lie. Men and women lie. Numbers don't. All right, so here we go. All right, so Reek been in the league forever, so a lot of his numbers is coming from them seasons he's been in the league. But Henry Ruggs started off in 2020. Right now, 611 catches, 14,315 yards. He has 128 touchdowns. Right now, is Henry Ruggs a Hall of Fame Game of Thrones player?
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
All right. So Big Baller Bennett will be here with 519 catches, 12,264 yards, 170 touchdowns right now. Let me go because right now we on catches. I think let's go to yards. Let's just go to yards. Go back to the yards. All right. So here we go. Henry Ruggs, and then there's Big Baller Bennett right here with 12,264, 170 touchdowns. Hall of Fame numbers.
Yeah, definitely. He's still like the number one receiver. He's been the number one receiver since he's been over in the league over there.
Yeah, yeah, and the crazy thing is we only talking about half of the shit he does because that receiver he's playing at a top level of receiver, top three receiver in the league.
Uh oh, nah, I can't put him in top three, man. I can't put him in
You
top
can't
three.
put him as a top three receiver.
Yeah, I can't put him there.
Where do you put him at as an overall playmaker threat?
Man, he gotta be number one, man, for me.
Yeah, I agree. Number one threat in the league for sure. Because we didn't even get to the kick return and punt returns. This guy is dangerous with the
Shit,
football.
yeah.
All right, so we got DK Metcalf here, but we talking about that class, right? So now Christie's in that class right now. So here you go. We said Christie's Hall of Fame numbers. So how far we got to go down to find?
Just go to touchdown. Go to touchdown
Go
and
to
sort it that
touchdowns.
way.
All right, we'll go to touchdowns. All right, so Big Baller Bennett is one with 170. Christie second with 159. Now we're looking for that class. Maurice Teller, here we go with 104. So Maurice Teller got 286 catches, 7,302 yards. Are they Hall of Fame numbers?
Uh, nah, not yet, man. Not yet, but he got time though.
He still got
Definitely got
time.
time. Well,
Yeah,
right now, man, they would be if you take an average of this is what he did in 6 years, and then just like kind of MC Hammer Daddy, because he had oh shit, I'm tripping. Nah, my bad. I'm thinking MC Hammer Daddy older than what he really is. Nah, them
nah, they
ain't Hall
both
of
came
Fame
out. They
numbers.
both came out the same year.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
not Hall of Fame numbers yet, and a
yeah.
lot of it is due to the other two receivers that he had playing with him, which is Poppy Galloway and Hollywood Brown at the time. But no excuse. 65 catches, 23 touchdowns as a rookie. He's 16. He's been a double-digit touchdown guy every year, right now. But then last year he wasn't a 1,000-yard receiver last year. So that he did take a year where he didn't have 1,000 yards. Been a 1,000-yard receiver, but I think this is a great pro, not a Hall of Fame pro.
Oh, yeah, but now you on the way though. Definitely.
Now, with
Get some
that being
trade
said,
ass.
he ain't going nowhere. We locked in with him. We trying to prove this year he's the best receiver in the league. Simple as that. Um, the little young boy Dustin has something to say about that, but right now we working to make him the best receiver in the league. He's always been our number one receiver. But the way our offense is set up, everybody touches the ball all the time, so anybody can have a day. He's been going nuts. He's averaging down at 3 touchdowns a game right now. So he's going bonkers as well. When the thing about him is it's hard because when you watch the Green Bay Packers throw the football, we know Big Baller Bennett is the guy. Period. Right? When when you watch the Ravens throw the ball, I'm telling you he's our best receiver, but yet I don't even gotta say a name. I could just ask those that's watching right now that watch me play, who's the most standout receiver on the Baltimore Ravens team? I'm quite sure they're all going to scream the same thing when the types start coming in. When the types start coming in, without me saying names, they're going to say the name that's the most, most explosive guy that they see in our receiving game. But he's our number one threat. I don't think he's a Hall of Fame player yet, and I think he has to have one of those seasons, like you had, or Big Baller Bennett had, for him to be considered a Hall of Famer. He has to be able to do something that a lot of receivers has done in our league, which is catch the ball.
Oh
He said
no!
Lamar
Oh no!
Jackson.
You saying
Nah,
Lamar Jackson best receiver? What the fuck?
no. Yeah. He changed it
No,
up though. Here it come.
I'm
It's
trying. He
coming in.
playing though.
Yeah, it's coming in.
Nah,
He laughed. They said Lamar Jackson. It's coming in though. Here it
nah.
go. White
Yeah,
Mike.
I see it.
White Mike.
I see it.
White Mike.
T
Let's go.
Swift.
Dog. T funny as hell. Oh my god. Goofy. I said Lamar the best receiver on the Ravens team. All right, so again, I think he got to have a 2,000-yard season, 20 to 30 touchdown season for him to even be considered as a Hall of Famer in the league. or you think he don't have to have that? He just had to be consistently doing what he's doing right now.
Yeah, I think if he consistently doing what he doing, man, by the time you retire and have one of those breakout games, one of them games that fucking you remember, like, oh shit, he had his game or had multiple games. I think, especially in the playoffs, you know what I mean.
Right.
I think he'll be alright, man.
That's how we can follow the guys. And we talked about this when they came out as rookies. We talked about that rookie class of receivers and following it right now. Now with that being said, Big Baller Ben is the number one receiver in that class, right?
Right, right.
Then it's MC Hammer Daddy, and then you'll say Maurice Teller, then Arsenio Monk.
Man, who next, man? I can't. I don't know. I just can't put Arsenio Monk there, only because I'm pretty sure it's possible that in most of those games Hitter was down, and some of those were trash touchdowns. I
Damn,
mean, like,
that's how you feel.
nah, man. Hey, man, I call a spade, dog. You know me, man. That's real talk, ain't it?
It's real talk all the time. That's all we do. Is real talk, baby.
Okay, just making sure, you know what I mean? But yeah, so some of those were trash touchdowns. Like, I don't think that those touchdowns were him just dialing shit up. Like, yeah, he did dial shit up. I'm not saying he can't or he didn't. I'm just saying I think most of the touchdowns were him throwing the shit up, you know what I mean? Trying to come back, you know what I mean? But
All
that's
right,
just
so
me.
so I hear you. Now here's my question right now. We saw George Barkley get traded after winning the Super Bowl after going ham, rushing for 300 and almost 60 yards in the Super Bowl. Get traded to the Patriots. Didn't even stay for a full 2 games and was traded from the Patriots to the Giants. Um, Let me ask you this question: is his career over?
Nah, it ain't over. I know people were talking about Barkley and, you know what I mean, like his T. Nah, man, fuck that. T, man, that was that running back, man. If he got down, hey, that running back special. That motherfucker hit the whole goddamn like no other running back that I seen, like for real.
And you got to see Hero Burgers play with him, right? And this is why you're
Yeah,
saying that. We played Hero Burgers and he was doing some different shit. So T, you said T not special. The player was,
man, the player, dog, that shit was crazy. I'm like, why the fuck you want doing this shit with Derrick Henry? They got that 99 speed.
and that made a difference.
Man, shit, that speed, acceleration, yeah.
But Barkley's career is not over, is what you're saying.
Nah, not
He
at
doesn't
all.
have to. He doesn't have to have the numbers he had. He doesn't have to have the numbers he had with T. He doesn't have to. He just has to still be productive. I think if he can be 1,000 yard rusher every year still from the rest of his career, then we talking about something right now. So in the league right now, carries right now. We want to talk about the guys that have been in the league already. So like a Barkley, Hines, McCaffrey, these guys touched the ball at a high level before we even got the 2020 season. But then when you get into the 2020, you got Cam Akers, Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift, George Barkley, Josh Jacobs, LaDainian Thomas, Miles Sanders, Marshall Faulk, Anthony Anders, Raphael Little. These guys are all carrying the ball at a high level. Let's look at who's doing what in the rushing game right now. All right, so
Hey,
Naeem Hines, go ahead.
before you do that real quick, hey, did we find that third person to put in the Hall of Fame as a receiver?
From that class or just
Yeah, for that
overall?
class.
From that class,
Yes.
nah. There's only 2 so
So,
far. Have you found a third one?
man, listen, before I put Arsenio Monk there, dog, I'll put Marshall Faulk Jr. there, dog,
As a receiver, that shit
as
crazy,
a
bro.
receiver.
Oh
Dead
my god.
ass.
Oh
Man,
my god.
shit. Dead ass. That motherfucker goddamn. Okay, that motherfucker something. Yeah, that nigga balling though. But yeah, as you were.
So in the running back class, all right, in that running back class, we're looking at Naeem Hines. We cannot ignore what Nano did with Naeem Hines at
Nah,
all.
you can't.
Because Naeem Hines numbers ain't big, even though he played a couple seasons before the league started, and he got stats from that. His numbers ain't big without Nano being having him on that roster, right? So the guy got 168 touchdowns right now, 15,441. At this point, he's leading the NFL. All players that still remain in the Game of Thrones, he's leading that charge with 15,441 yards rushing. Barkley's right behind him. George Barkley, 14,811 yards. Is these Hall of Fame numbers? Is Naeem Hines Game of Thrones Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Yeah, he Hall of Fame. I bet didn't Nano have a didn't Nano go to the Super Bowl with Hines?
Nah, Nano made it to the AFC Championship game more than once. Or
SC
Hines?
championship. Okay, yeah, them Hall of Fame, yeah. Cause we know that's what he doing, man. He running the ball. You know what I mean?
But is Naeem Hines special, or is it just the Patriots offense? Because look, they traded for Kyle Wallace in week 6, and he was a 2,000-yard rusher in week 6 and he missed the first 6 games touching the field at all. He comes in week 6 and still ends up with 2,000 yards rushing. So is it the system, or was Naeem Hines that good?
It was. I think man, gotta both, man. I think you can't discredit Naeem Hines. You know what I mean? It's kind of like discrediting Lamar Jackson. You know what I mean? If you went
Yeah,
to another coach, you know.
yeah, I agree. I think Naeem Hines had a Hall of Fame career. The system played well for him, but Naeem Hines, I mean, anytime you're getting 33 carries a game, bro, you better do some things with it. And we saw him coming out of games with 400 yards, 500 rushing yards. You know what I mean? Big time numbers right now. Now George Barkley sitting here as a pure running back. Is this the best running back in the league?
Uh, I think off of stats, yeah, you gotta say he is. I don't know how Hillberger's gonna have him. I just know that if if he's not rushing 1,500 yards with he do a season, it's an issue.
Right. He should be a walking 1,500 with no problem right now. All right. So what makes Marshall Faulk dangerous? And he's in the conversation for best running back in the league.
I think he in the conversation of best uh, dual threat running back, as in catching the ball and running
Right.
the ball.
So we
He's
have
number
to
one.
we have to break it down like it would be in high school and college. So like in high school, to be All American, you would be, you get the running backs as All American, you get all purpose back or pure running back. So Barkley is the best pure running back in the league. Would you say that, or is Naeem Hines the best pure running back in the league?
Nah, I say Barkley.
I agree. I think Barkley's the best pure running back in the league. But then Marshall Faulk is the best all-purpose running back in the league. Uh, so that's a 1A, 1B. You know what I mean? In my opinion, both these guys are Hall of Fame players, right? So let's dig into the numbers on why we think George Barkley is a Hall of Famer at this point. If he hung his cleats up right now, he's a Hall of Famer, right? So he had 2 seasons where he had 1,500 yards. After that, it's been 2,000 yards. He had that one breakout year, that special year, that put you on a map year, like MC Hammer that he had. That put you on the map year where you break all NFL records. And they're all we do is talk about this player. 259 carries, 3,321 rushing yards. He averaged 12.8 yards a carry, 57 rushing touchdowns, and in the process of that, he fumbled the ball one time. All those carries, all those yards, all those touchdowns, one fumble. That right there, to me, this is the season that put him into the Hall of Fame and put him in a question and put him in the conversation of best running back in the league. Then all he did behind that was follow it up with 38 touchdowns, 34 touchdowns. So in his career, he's never scored under 20 touchdowns. Will that happen this year?
Uh, Shit, didn't he get most of them touchdowns that Hillberger got with him already?
Yeah, nah, Nano got him.
Oh,
T had 3 with him, and then I think Nano had then all the rest of them. I think how many times Hillbro scored with him? Once with you?
yeah, once.
Yeah, so between T and Nano, they got him to that 10 for the most part. But Ken Hillberger's added another 10 touchdowns with him.
I think he can get 10.
He's already going to have 1,000 yards. He's 200 yards away from that shit for the most part right now. All right,
He gonna
so
get 10 off the muscle of what T did with him. I
right.
think he could do it too.
All right, so he got 6 Pro Bowl appearances. He led the league in rushing yards 4 times. He has a 2024 Most Valuable Player. He has a 2024 Offensive Player of the Year. He has Best Running Back in 2024, 25, and 26. His catalog is big. His trophy case is huge. He has a Super Bowl MVP. He might even have multiple Super Bowl MVPs. I'm not sure. I know he had the last one. The last one, he didn't get the MVP of the game, but man, actually I can't count it. They didn't give it to him. They gave it to a DB that scooped 2 fumbles up and a pick 6. So can't take that away from him, man. So George Barkley, but he's the reason why these guys was able to hold up the Lombardi Trophy the last time they held it up. Simple as that. This guy's Hall of Fame for sure. Game of Thrones Hall of Fame might go down as one of the best running backs we've ever saw in the history of us playing in any of my leagues, Real Draft and Game of Thrones. He's in that conversation. So then we look at Marshall Faulk's numbers as a Hall of Fame back, right? You look at stats and career. First of all, let's look at his stats as a running back. So 2,000 yards in his rookie year, 1626, 2000, 2000, 2000. He had 1509 last year. So everything's been 36, 20, 37, 30, 30, 18. So he's always had damn near 20 touchdowns every year. But what makes him special, again, is the all-purpose situation. So he's had 1,000 yards as a receiver every year except for one. 2021 he had 1,009, and he also, when you look at the hardware and the trophy cases, 6 Pro Bowl appearances, league leader in receptions 1 year. 21 he had most valuable player, offensive player of the year in 21, offensive rookie of the year in 21. He had best running back in 21, 22, and then he also won another MVP in 23. Yeah, right. Okay. Offensive player of the year in 23, best running back in 23, most valuable player again in 25. This guy had 3 most valuable players, MVPs. Wow.
Yeah.
That trophy case huge, bro. Yep. Let me see. Most valuable player in 21, most valuable player in 23, and most valuable player in 25. First ballot Hall of Fame, right? We're not skipping over him. The moment he's eligible for the Hall of Fame, he goes in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. And have we ever seen anybody do that with a running back like that? Throw the ball at a high level to him and run the ball at a high level with him.
Oh man, it was probably like a few Maddens ago, but no, not recently.
All right, so Jonathan Taylor, man. Jonathan Taylor. He's been a playoff guy. I don't think he has any. Let's see if he have any hardware.
It's hard to have
Three, yeah,
anything.
3 Pro Bowls, and did he have Offensive Rookie of the Year 2020 and Best Running Back in 2020? So I mean, a little hard, little trophy case situation right now. I'm about to talk about my running back. I think Najee Israel is underrated and what he's been as a running back. I think he's a top 5 running back in the league. I just don't think he get used enough to be considered a top 5 running back in the league. What would you say to me saying that?
No, I can agree with that, man. Especially when, like you said, man, you normally have like two running backs, 3 plus Lamar. You know, what I mean, when you use his legs, so it's hard to do that. Then you want to throw the ball around too because you want to be balanced.
Right. I just think he's we get to playoff football. Bottom line in the playoffs, outside of outside of George Barkley, bro, there hasn't been a more effective running back in the playoffs. Um, Outside of George Barkley, and since he's been on my team, he's been when it comes down to playoff games, he's been he's averaging about 230 yards a game. Uh, in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So we get to the playoffs, we go with the hot hand, and he's usually the hot hand at the end of the day. The rest of the backs get cleanup duty, but he gets the starting amount of carries. But is there any back that you played this year that we're not talking about? Because I can name one that I think that is very, very, very much underrated and a trendsetter of the league. He's one of the most trendsetting running backs of the league. So go ahead. Let me see if you have anybody that I'm not mentioning that you could think of.
Oh man, the only person I can think of is Bo Jackson, man.
And that's exactly what I was thinking of. Bo Jackson. You played him twice this season since he's been in the league, man. What makes him a guy that, like, I've heard you say out your mouth, I hope I hurt this motherfucker. I can't stand him. So let's talk about.
Uh, yeah, man, just the combination, man, of speed and power, man. That's pretty much it, man. He take a hit. If he bounce off, man, he gone. Unless you have a safety, somebody else coming to create contact for that second level. Everybody else running back, you hit them, they gonna be stunned a little bit. Then that give the linebackers a chance to come over and make the tackle. With him, if it's 1-on-1 and he break that tackle, 9 out of 10 he gone.
With that speed behind that power. When I say trend setting, it's because of this. He drafted that guy. Remember how many backs that came out that were power backs in our drafts that just got ignored, sat on the bench, nobody developed them, they just sat there. None of them became anything. And he was the first to grab one, and turning him into a player in the league, and that resulted into the next 3 draft classes of everybody grabbing power, big running backs, right? So that's trend setting. So you got to give him his props for that. But I remember in 20 we had remember Jason Voorhees at middle linebacker pitting people out. He pit like 5 people out. Remember how the conversation, the chat went off like this fucking guy on steroids, blah 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 blah. Like it was the talk. I saw that with Barkley. Barkley with Bo Jackson. I saw that. I watched the Falcons say something. I seen about 3 or 4 different people say something. We was talking about running backs, and he mentioned Jackson was the best running back in the league. Like we saw the chat kind of light up a little bit over this running back. So again, when you start seeing things like that, you know you have a trend-setting player, and not too many people can make a player look like that, or make a player grab a dog and make that dog a dog and make him a fixture name in the league right now. So again, do you think Barkley? Do you think Jackson where he at? He got to be somewhere around here. Let's look for him. I see Lamar Jackson up here in the run game. There you go, Bo Jackson. So how many years has he been in the league? 1, 2, 3, 4. He's been 4 years strong right now. So 1405. So he's been 2,000 yards, and then 1578 last year. He's always had 20 plus touchdowns, except for last year with 17, 8.2. Is he on his way to Hall of Fame?
I think it definitely depends on how he finished, man. I can only speak for when I played him, man. But he looked a little old, the last time I played him. So
talk about it, man. Do you think him drafting Jim Son Brown changed some things over there, or you just think that he's wearing down?
I think he's wearing down, man. I know he took a big injury last year that knocked him out of the game. But then the game we played the other day, man, 19 carries, 53 yards, 1 touchdown. That's kind of underachieving for him. Well, if you ask me, so I don't know, man. But then again, it's possible that he was just trying to, throw the ball around to his new weapon that he had also. But now, Bo Jackson, man, he here to stay, man. You know what I mean?
You saying he here to stay, but you literally just said his tires is running. His tires is treading right now. I don't know,
man. It could be either or. It could be either he getting too old, or he was trying to throw it to his receiver that he just got, Wiggins. I don't know, man. Time will tell. We play him again. I'm gonna make sure injuries on too. I'm gonna break his fucking legs.
Man, is that your heated rival? Who's your heated rival in the league?
Man, I don't know. I ain't gonna say that's my heated rival, man. Definitely a rival. Hero Burger's definitely with fucking Barkley now. Like, we got all the fucking running backs and shit over here now.
Oh my god. So I would say Titans is one of my biggest rivals. I can't stand the Titans. Like it's real beef when we play on the field. And outside of the Titans, then I would go to the Steelers, are the 2 teams that I would really look at and say that we're really a rival. Where you're gonna get a big game that can go either way with any of them. I say the Titans because the Titans literally, it's hard to play them when I play them. You know how everybody got that player they match up with that gives them a problem, and somebody else might put 90 up on them or 70 up on them, but for whatever reason I struggle with that person. That's what the Tennessee Titans do. From the moment they stepped on our logo in real life, made our rival go up. And then you go back to them having Eddie George Jr. and I'm having Ray Lewis Jr. on my team. That rival is back. So to me, that's my biggest rival, because we've been playing where it counted the most in the playoffs. Out of the last 3 playoffs, we've played in the wild card or the divisional round. So that's my rival. And then the Steelers just became a rival from day one. Honestly, we've always played close games, like 4 seasons straight. Our games will come down to the person that had the ball last, and the last possession usually wins. Simple as that. Then it became where it started becoming balanced to the point where, he would lose by a touchdown or lose by a point to him beating me now. So he became my rival for sure. I don't really see anybody else as a rival in the league outside of those 2. Now, who do you feel as though you can look at that same way?
Man, Hitter and Hero Burger don't beat me, man. I gotta look at a rival as somebody that
I thought you was building a rival with the Falcons. I thought y'all was building a rival, especially playing in the playoffs.
Yeah,
like
man.
That.
Till I find out, you know what I mean? Fucking cornerback gate and shit. You know what I mean? Motherfucker seen his whole fucking career and shit. On time of Game of Thrones. Fuck. Gotta start paying attention. But I gotta say my rival gotta be T, man. Either T or Falk. T and
Okay.
Falk. I play Falk the most in the playoffs. I play both of them, T and Falk. So I gotta beat them, man. Like I can't say that these guys are my rivals when I'm pretty much beating up on them all the time.
All right, so in the Packers rival, you had a stretch there where 70 points. Now, just because I'm saying 70 points been scored on you a whole lot in your rival for like 5 straight seasons, it was like a 70-point game. Didn't mean you wasn't putting up points as well. Talk about that. Talk about how that rival and then not winning that game, losing that game for a while, and then last year jumping back in front of it with the split. Y'all split. You beat him 59, put up 59 points on him in the regular season, then lost to him big again in the playoffs. Talk about the rival and what makes that game a pain in the ass for you.
Man, the biggest thing is, man, I'm surprised. I don't know how many controllers he go through, man, but that motherfucker gotta, that motherfucker keep his hand on the fucking hit stick button, dog.
Oh my God.
And that's the shit that's the deciding factor in the game. Like I could be winning, and then he'll come around the corner and fucking hit the fuck up my running back, hit Hurts, make him fumble, and then his dude in the perfect position to scoop and score. You know what I mean, and put him back in the game. You know what I
Right.
mean? So yeah, that's the biggest thing, man. And then when Madden happened, I kind of just fucking I try to stay in the game, but then that shit, I'm like, fuck it, and start bombing that shit. Like with him, like I don't think nobody else beat me like that. I think I probably had one game like that against somebody else. I think Fault beat me like that maybe, but I don't see too many people beat me like that. That's the only person that I'll probably do that with.
All right, so now let's talk about you on King Fox rival, man. Y'all crew members, Hat Boy up, and y'all go at it, man. Y'all been going at it since season one, especially being in the same conference. Y'all literally go at it in the regular season and in the playoffs every year, man. Talk about the importance of that rival and what makes it annoying for you.
I can't even say that playing Fault is annoying because I know what Fault gonna do, and he's so good at what he does, like it works. But I do certain things that I do. Fault can't stop also. So anytime me and Fault play is always a good game. I would rather play Fault fucking damn near 16 times like a year than play some of these motherfuckers. Cause hey, I don't know, like they offense is just like you know what they gonna do, man. But people want to call my offense like gimmicky and shit.
Hmm.
But a lot of motherfuckers got gimmick offenses.
So I'm gonna say this because when I talked about the rivals right now, who's your what game who you play in the league that you enjoy playing because you know you're getting a pure football game. Mine is the Chargers. Every time me and Corey play, it's flat out chess match, scheming, playmakers, and football. Do you get anybody that you play that's like that that you feel like that?
Fault. Yeah,
Fault,
fault
yeah.
definitely, man.
And
Yeah.
talk about how important that is. Playing a video game and being able to get a real football feel while you're playing a game versus playing a uh, glitchy arcade playing type player.
So man, when I'm playing fault, man, I know I can just sit back and actually, play the game, man. I ain't gotta worry about winning or losing. I just know that fucking yeah, man gonna happen. But I ain't got I ain't gotta worry about no other bullshit happening.
Right,
Like
right.
I ain't gotta worry about hero burgers fucking running coming out in the monster and shit and fucking hoping that my phone don't fucking ring and I'm not paying attention or some shit. I ain't gotta worry about T fucking running stretch with Barkley. You know what I mean, doing some shit, then I gotta come down with my safety and try to play Barkley, and then the motherfucker hit me with Bennett on the post, on the post in I formation. You know what I mean, like that type of shit. I ain't gotta worry about none of that shit. It's
Right.
just shit. Either your player better than mine or my player better than yours.
All right. So again, in the conversation of that, like when me and Corey play, that's exactly what we get. Like I enjoy the fact that I gotta play. I gotta know the coverage I'm in. I gotta understand what he's trying to do, and we gotta play the chess game to try to stop the things that he's trying to do. Versus picking up the sticks against some of these players where it's just like it's the same old shit over and over again, and you're not beating me or playing a good game with me because you are playing a football game. You're playing a good game with me because you're playing against the AI of the game. which is to me is annoying. Don't like to play it, but you can't ignore those type of players because some of them are very good at what they do. Um, but we back at the same question, man. When you get in a ball game and you play a guy, what are your intangibles? Like, what do you look at to be able to be successful to come out with the dub?
Man, you always looking at the matchups, man. If you don't go and look at matchups before you play, then you're an idiot. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And I know Circle Boy, he got pissed off to I was roster watching. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I go look at fucking your cornerbacks, who you got in your depth chart. Oh, that motherfucking 90 speed? Yep. That nigga number 24? Yep, we're going at him all fucking game.
And
Bet your ass be in cover 3. Shit.
that's important, man. That's like real life football. You gotta know who you playing. Before I play Albert, I looked at the matchups. You gotta understand who you playing. And you got to understand what they got on the team, what they got. You can't just go into a game. I mean, you can go into a game butt naked and then just play it. And we've done that a whole lot where we wasn't looking at rosters, we didn't care who was playing, we just play. And they did their homework, and you wonder why the game was a little tight, or they even still want to beat you because you ain't do yours, man. I think at this point, when it comes down to scheme over team, you have to be able to look at who you playing. But what do you say when you know you matching up when you walk out and you play a Hero Burgers who has a 99 overall team as well as your 99 overall team, and there's really no holes on his defense or offense versus no holes on your offense and defense. What do you say to those guys that you know they are walking 70, 80 burger, and all of a sudden the games become tough? Uh, what's your likes and dislikes about that? Because that's all about what the players look like. Period.
Yeah, so, and I know we say just because you're 99, ain't no holes. There's always holes on the field. You know what I mean? You just
Right.
got to find them. You just got to
Right.
exploit that player. You know, make it be a defensive end with a weak ass block shed or something. You know what I mean? Maybe you got to double team that motherfucker to get to the edge or something.
Right.
Uh, but I don't know, man. What do I say to a player, man? Like, pretty much you got to stick to what you know, man. Don't be trying to be fancy. Don't try to fucking get into the game and try to practice shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Practice. You got to practice on here for a reason. You know what I mean? Get into practice and practice before you get into the game, man. If it's gonna be like that, man, don't try to bring no new gimmicks, no fucking YouTube shit, no one play tutties into the game, and you ain't even practice the shit in practice.
Right.
Just stick to what you know, man. And definitely run the ball, man. This man, you got to run the ball. If not, motherfuckers just gonna back their players up and
Simple
wait
as
for you to
that.
throw picks.
And wait
You
for
know
you to
what I
throw
mean?
picks, and next thing you know, momentum done swung, and you can't do shit. Now, let's talk about the run game, boom. When opponents play you, they want to run the ball. Bottom line, they want to run the ball on you. And tell me what your struggles are with running the ball, or why do you struggle against the run?
I think I struggle. So a lot of people use their safeties
Hmm.
when they running the ball. I mean, when they stopping the run. I like playing on my linebacker.
Right.
I can't play on my safety. I can play on my cornerback. I can play on whoever I want to play on. But it just so happened that for some reason, I don't know. And it's not just my team. The left side weak as fuck. No matter where you. And
No
normally
matter
that's the
who you
pass
play.
blocking side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
pass blocking side. You know what I mean? So it kind of makes sense, but still, I can have a motherfucking 99 out, and he's still getting blown by or getting knocked over or some shit. So I think I just have to kind of move my players around a little bit more. I've been playing to run a little bit better. It's just sometimes I give up shit, right?
Hmm.
It's just, sometimes you gonna give up shit, man. It's nowhere around it. Um, but I think this year I would definitely play the run a lot better.
So, Boone, you had a very successful year as a GM. You had a very successful year in winning the Super Bowl in year one. Um, and then we picked you apart. We talked about, look, what are you gonna do with these old players when they leave? How you gonna manage this and that? We'll talk about your transition from that Super Bowl winning team and then having a really good run with them for 2 to 3 seasons after that. And then after that, you had a little patchy fight to get back, changing your roster up a little bit. But you fought from a negative cap with no help, from a negative cap, and really couldn't trade. You damn near had the less amount of players on your team. When people can have 53, you were stuck somewhere around 30 something, 32, 33 players. You didn't have backups at certain positions. You ain't bitch. You ain't come to me ask for help. You ain't do none of that. You fought through all that. Talk about that transition on how you was able to do exactly that to get out of that hole you was in, because you was in a huge hole at one point. At one point you had negative 64 million in cap space. How did you fight to get out of that? and get your team back to the level of playing field right now where you at right now?
Oh man, just development, man. Player development is big, man. Not just in real life, but on the game also, and then just developing players, and that was the big reason why I was able to get out of it. I wish I would have, created a regular coach, man, my own coach, man. Then I could actually see the win percentages and shit
Mm-hmm.
of how many wins. But yeah, we didn't do that. So, well, yeah, that's all it is, man. Just player development, man.
All right, so let's talk about greatness and building teams, right? So we had an argument in chat, and they talked about the Cardinals team being one of the top teams to play with in football on Madden. Do you agree with that from the start? If we start a league right now, is the Cardinals one of the top teams to play with?
I say the top 15.
You say the Cardinals team is a top 15 team to play with? All right, so here's my argument. The Ravens, where would you say they are?
I say the top. Well, that's not fair because it's my style. These are my style of teams that I would play with and be successful with. So that's why I don't think that would be a fair question for me. I can't say I'm being objective when I say it, but I'm only speaking from
If
my point of
if
view.
you're not you and you're looking from the other 31 members in the league, if you're looking at not you and how you look at things, try to go into the mind of the other 31 players in the league.
Oh well, shit.
They
If
get a
that's the
Raven.
case,
Look, somebody get the Ravens. Let's say like me, I get the Ravens. Are they a Super Bowl team the moment I step on the field with them
probably not.
in franchise mode?
It's possible. Definitely, depending on who you playing, who you going against in the AFC. But
So my question
that's not
again
your
is the
type of team.
Cardinals. Because listen, I got the Cardinals as one of the top 5 worst teams to play with in franchise mode to start with. But they're a great team to build. But they're one of the top 5 worst teams to play with to start off in franchise mode. Who do they have? Because listen, as great as D Hop is he a Madden player?
Shit, he is now. Shit,
What makes him a
you
Madden
see
player?
the upgrade that
I,
he got
I,
from
I,
fucking balling this
I,
season.
yeah, I didn't see the upgrade on him, but when you started the league off, does he have the tangibles you
Oh
look at
nah,
for a great receiver?
nah,
Like
not right now.
right.
Nah,
So
hell no, not right now.
all right. So what makes them good is the two pieces you want to play with is Kyler Murray and Isaiah Simmons, right?
Yeah, they got some other pieces. Pat P still decent. They got pieces.
But
I would put
these not guys that you looking to go forward with when you get those guys. Like they're not like Pat P ain't like getting a it's not like getting a Gilmore or Ramsey or you know what I'm saying. Like Pat P isn't as great of a player he is in real life. He isn't a Madden player. You know what I'm saying. Like for example, we had that. What's the one player that plays safety? He
where
probably was like a 60 overall from since Madden 17. He was probably like a 60 something overall. But at safety, he had 93 speed, 93 excel, and like almost 90
shot
hit
Valentine.
power. Okay, there you go, Ballantyne. Now, in real life, Ballantyne does nothing nowhere. Probably don't even have a team he's playing on right now, right? But in the game, in Madden, he's one of the top players to go get. You get where I'm going at right now with this? Like, when you're looking at Madden teams to play with, Madden teams, I think the Cardinals is ranked amongst the worst 15 because they don't have those pieces. Like, even with the Ravens, they come in with a high overall because of what they done in real life, and Lamar's the cover boy. But outside of that, who they don't have no safeties. They're young, they're linebackers. You can build with them with the linebacker and middle linebackers, but that's it. You can't really do shit with Judon. As good as Judon is in real life, how good of a Madden player is he really? You got to put his hand in the dirt. He can't drop back and cover the pass. Um, like again, your best D lineman is going to retire after year 1 or year possibly year 2. You can keep him till. So what makes the Ravens? You know what I'm saying? Look, Mark Ingram ain't a great Madden player to play with. You get what I'm trying to say, or nah? That doesn't make
Yeah,
sense to you.
nah, I get you.
My bad. I had to take
Like I said,
the whole visitors with me to the bathroom. Fuck that. Let's go. But go ahead. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying, though, right?
yeah, nah, I get you, man. I just can't think for the other players because I look at the team and I feel like that I would like to play with these teams opposed to playing with some other teams.
Like Washington football team went from one of the top 5 worst teams to play with to one of the top teams to play with because of their youth and what they got on that front four up front. And then you look at the team, you look at, everybody wants something. You got to have speed. That's the one thing. And then it has to be age and who you can build, right? So when you're looking at these teams from the start, and this is for real, this is going into the real draft. When you grab these teams, you look at from teams from start. Does the teams like the Chiefs is undeniable, right? All the way across the board, they one of the, if not the best team to play with on the game. They
Yeah.
undeniable. You can win with the Chiefs for the first 3 seasons easy with no problem, and still have youth on the team, enough youth to be able to still carry you through the whole dish without even making a trade. Um, I'm back to the Cardinals again because I wonder I'm going somewhere with this. Um, you played him in year one. Did you the struggles? So the struggles that we saw the Cardinals go through, where they couldn't stop a soul on defense. Just think, this the transition of building the team. How long did you really think it was going to take for King Falk to take that Cardinal team and make it one of the most dominant teams in the league?
About a season, man, season and a half. That's what I thought.
Right. I don't know who you just sent that for. Oh, okay. All right. So when you grab a team, so when you saw that Eagles team, what was your attraction to that Eagles team? Because you blew that team up fast, but what was your attraction to it?
Just Jalen Hurts, pretty
At the end
much.
of the day, the player you like, the type of player you like to play with that quarterback was your attraction to it.
Yeah.
Um, because the Eagles came in the game where I would say are one of the top 3 fastest teams in the league. I'm gonna go like this, and you tell me if I'm wrong. Chiefs are the fastest team on the game. Then it's the Panthers, and then I say it's the Eagles. Right now, even if you started the season right now, the fastest 3 teams on the game are Chiefs in order: Panthers, then the Eagles. Agree or disagree?
Uh, yeah, you can go there. You can go there.
All right.
Even though, yeah,
I mean, at quarterback, they got one of the fastest quarterbacks in the league. At running back, Miles Sanders is top speed running back in the league, right? At receiver, not only did they have the old heads that were flying with D Jack, and then the guy Godwin, whatever his name was, Goodwin
yeah,
guy,
God.
and then you had the rookies. Those 3 rookie receivers were all flying too. They were 93 and above. With Rieger, Watkins, and Hightower. They all had 90 plus speed coming in, right? And then you got those rookie linebackers on the Eagles team that all were 88 speed across the board. All those linebackers, they were rookies. You didn't keep none of them really around. Davion Taylor, Sean Bradley. It was like 1 or 2 more. I can't remember though. But again, you took that team, you blew it up. You put veteran presence around. You had veteran presence at receiver and all that good stuff, but you put a veteran defense. What was the mindset for you to take that team and realize uh, a Gilmore, uh, uh, who was the linebacker
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
again? Khalil Mack,
CJ Mosley.
Gilmore, and C.J. Mosley will be the pieces that will take you to a Super Bowl in year one.
Oh man, any defense, man, you definitely need a strong middle linebacker. You know what I mean? I think any team that you've seen, man, win, man, they had a strong middle linebacker and that
Right.
shutdown safety
Hmm.
and a pretty decent pass rusher.
Right. Now, when you lost those threats, those 3 pieces that you had, when you lost those threats, how did you see yourself replacing it? Because for a while you replaced it with the cornerback Macklin, I mean safety Macklin, and then you just had a run where it's like 3 seasons in a row you drafted corners and made those guys dogs right away. So do you feel like you built your back end back up to the level it was year 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah, yeah. No, we back to what we need to be.
And then at the linebacker level, we still see Sean Bradley running around making plays for you. The one rookie you kept. We see what's the kid name? Putting bounties out on all you bitches. We see him balling out
Yeah,
at
Bonnie.
linebacker right now. But who became your usual linebacker? The guy that that was the Mosley guy.
Yeah, I still use Bradley a lot. Yeah, I still use him, but I use Moss a little bit too.
Now, how hard was it to be able to play games where you couldn't really do nothing with your roster? Like you literally had to play with your draft picks, and that was it. You couldn't really go on free agency. You couldn't really do anything to better your team. You had to play pure with what you had because of your GM decisions for the first season. Led you from season I would say 3, 4, and 5, where you really had to just fuck. I'm just stuck playing what I'm playing, and you still won and made the playoffs and was a threat in the playoffs.
Well, well, at the beginning of that year, man, I was kind of screwed anyways because of the decisions that the Eagles made in real life.
Real life, yep.
I mean, with Hargraves and Malik Jackson, they gave them big contracts, so I had to pretty much cut my roster down to like 35 players and shit.
Hmm.
You know what I mean, to make cap for those trades. You know what I mean, because at the beginning we weren't moving shit around, we wasn't clearing cap and shit. So
Right.
yeah, so yeah, I had to bust my team down to 35 players just to get those guys to come in. So I knew by getting those guys, they would give me at least 3 to 5 seasons, so that'll give me a chance to develop those players. And by me being able to shut down one side of the field with Gilmore and then pass rush on the other side, from the other side, and then play in the middle with C.J. Mosley, that would give me time to kind of build those other players around those guys.
Now, do you feel like that's the type of team you have to the day, where you can shut down one side of the field, or do you feel like it's a complete more now, where you have it, all four DBs in the secondary are shutdowns, even the slot corners, and then the pass rush can come because you got the pass rush up front too. You got the big boy number 99, and you got the kid Martin. What was his name? Martin something. At D tackle that you move all over the D line as well.
Oh yeah, McKenzie.
Martin McKenzie, yeah. We're having these pieces right now. Do you think this Eagles team is built better than it was during the Super Bowl run?
Yeah, it's definitely better, man. But you can never replace Gilmore or
Right.
Mack. But I think we did pretty good with drafting those players.
No doubt, no doubt. State of mind going forward into this league, man. Do you feel like your team should be playing for a Super Bowl within the next 2 seasons?
Yeah, we should be playing for a Super Bowl in every season. Honestly, man, it just depends on the coach's decisions, man, and mistakes that we made. But yeah, definitely, we should be playing for Super Bowl this year.
No doubt. You made it to the NFC Championship last year. The last time you made it to an NFC Championship game, you went to the Super Bowl and won it. The how do you learn from the mistakes of what happened in the NFC Championship game last season? How do you learn from that to be able to get to that championship this year, the Super Bowl?
Oh man, just got to play all out, man. I played a lot real conservative in the championship game last year, man. That shit's done. Pretty much, man. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose the way we know how to play.
No doubt, no doubt. Stick to your formula, right?
Right.
All right. So we talked today about dual threat quarterbacks, and we talked about Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson as the two top dual threat quarterbacks in the league. Who are the next up and coming quarterbacks right now that we should be worried about, talking about, fearing right now? We have guys in each class that we can really talk about right now. But the last class that delivered two star quality quarterbacks was the class of Wafik Camden and Ezekiel Ford right now. What would you say about those two quarterbacks and the future of that position with those two guys leading the way?
Oh man, it definitely got a bright future, man. They have two great coaches coaching them. It just depends on what I mean, the way that they want to be utilized. They're going to be utilized. I don't see Wafik actually being a runner. He definitely gonna be a pocket passer with the ability to run. But that's the killer. You know what I mean? That's gonna be what's scary. He has the ability to run. So it just depends on if he's able to use it to get out of situations.
Over there with the Ezekiel Ford, we're seeing his role step up a lot more now. Not having Barkley over there, this guy's role had to step up to become to me, the leader of that team. You can't get Big Baller Bennett involved in the offense unless Ezekiel is having a good game, right? So the importance of him. Do you think Coach T over there with Ezekiel as their leading offensive player can get to a Super Bowl with that team?
Uh, I think he can. I don't think he will this year. Um, yeah, I don't think he will, man. I think he should have kept his players. I know what he's trying to do, but I don't think he should have traded his players away.
I mean, I agree. I will. I'm gonna love to see the challenge again. I put the pressure on him right now. You want to be considered great. This is how you do it. Blow your team up and still play at a high level. It's just that simple. He's doing it right now. He hasn't had a loss yet. But we should see how things going down the end. We talked about the state of mind of the Cardinals right now. They had a big win over the Seahawks tonight. Going forward, what do you see happening with this Cardinals team, especially the offense? I think the defense is playing at a high level. What about this offense for the Cardinals?
Man, I think I seen him. If I'm not mistaken, I seen him throw a couple of picks. Man, I think he gonna get back to the drawing board, man, and I don't know, find out what makes his quarterback comfortable, and kind of stick with that, man. Maybe this is his second year.
Yeah,
Might
this is
be,
his third season
yeah.
right now. My thing is it the quarterback or is he not comfortable with the receivers he has right now? Remember, DK Metcalf was a real big part of that offense in the passing game right now. Since DK Metcalf's been gone, Isabella has stepped up, but again, is Isabella the threat that by himself without DK or another presence at receiver? I'm looking at Rashad Baker. I think Rashad Baker is going to be our next superstar that we see come out of that Cardinals offense over there. They did trade for Arsenio Monk. That gives them a veteran presence over there as well. But it's a crowded backfield right now, and I think they're sorting it out between how to really involve all those running backs in the backfield to get that talent because they're loaded at running back right now. Like they really have starters. All three running backs are starters anywhere on the league right now. And I think if he can find a balance between getting these guys the football and finding ways to get them touching the football all game long versus those receivers touching the ball as well, I think we great see something special happen with this Cardinals offense right now. Do you think he can get it done in time enough to get to a Super Bowl this year?
I think he could definitely get it done, man. I think it's just we just need to simplify the problem. Like I don't know, man. Give it to the hot hand. I think that might be it, man. He's trying to get all of his players involved, uh, and it's really simple, more simpler than that.
Yeah, I just think he can hit you from all angles right now, and I think the moment they get it figured out, we're gonna start seeing something that's special, um, really special. So with that being said, man, great show again tonight. You already know we talked that shit. His guy talking about Buda Baker, Chandler Jones, and whoever Andy is. I don't know who Andy is, but I'm gonna tell you like this: nobody wants to
Oh,
play with.
Isabella.
Yeah, Andy Isabella is a piece you keep, as you saw Falk keep him. But Chandler was gone. Buddha, you can build around as safety. He's a good safety to have. But that's it. Know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you got some guys you can build around. But outside of that, you have to restructure that entire team, which puts you on a 2 to 3 season run to be able to get it together right there. We're not talking about hopping online and playing with a team. We're talking about franchise mode and a connected franchise team that's a good Madden football team to play with. Different between
Before you get
names.
out of here, I want to hear you. I want to hear your 5 teams because you said the Cardinals are one of the top 5 teams you don't want to play with. I gotta hear it
All right,
because I got
so
my 5.
all right, so here go my five right here. Jets in order. Jets number one team, the worst team to play with in Madden. That's one. All right, Bengals to me is the number two worst team to play with. Three, I like the Dolphins at three and the Cardinals at four, and then the Giants at five.
Okay, so you good with the Broncos?
I like the Broncos because of their additions. The receivers they got. I mean, they don't have a quarterback, but the Jaguars don't have a quarterback. They're still a good team to play with. You can really build around that Jaguars team. The reason why I like the Broncos, the Broncos have their offense. You figure Philip, what's that kid? The Philip kid at running back. He got the speed, and you can work with him for a year or two until you draft and develop a running back over there. But then when you got Judy and Hamler over there right now, Judy and Hamler gives you that wide receiver presence that you could do some things with, along with that one. What's the kid they already got over there at receiver? That's a possession threat from the door. So I like the Broncos. They were in my top five, but they're not in my top five right now. I think the
Who they
Broncos
have
is
on
more.
defense?
The Broncos is more equipped. They still got Bradley Chubb. They still got Von Miller. And here's why Von Miller is important. Not important for you to play with. He's important for you to trade to get the draft picks in there to be able to play with. You know what I'm saying? Like so. Their secondary a little weak, but they got good safeties, right? Their front. I mean, you can flirt between the Broncos still as well, but offensively, I think the Broncos can get some things done with the weapons they got over there at receiver and
Yeah,
running back.
I think the Cardinals are way better than the Broncos,
The
man.
Cardinals don't have a running back. Who's their running back? They don't got a running back. Kyler Murray is literally a 79 overall. He ain't even that good yet. Their offensive line is they say. On the
Yeah.
defensive line, the only person name you can scream is Chandler. Now, Hassan Reddick is a great Madden player to play with. You don't trade him. You keep him around, right? Isabella ain't a number one threat. You can shut Isabella down. Isabella can go deep for
You got
you.
D Hop though.
Yeah, but you
Well,
got
he
D
don't need to be
Hop,
number
but
one.
D Hop ain't. But D Hop is not a Madden receiver. You get what I'm trying to say? D Hop is going to possession catch you to death on a game. He's not a Madden receiver. Like he's not the guy that you go draft and turn into a dog with the all. Like I think Jerry Jeudy is a better player on a game to have than D Hop is. I don't care about the X factor. I don't care about the ability he got. He's not there, and then you don't have him for long, bro. You're gonna be trading. Like D Hop is a. I'm starting a franchise mode. I'm trading D Hop right away
Okay,
because
what about the Patriots? Well, we
oh,
go forever.
I forgot
What
about
about
the
the
Patriots. My
Patriots?
bad. My bad. All right, I'll put the Patriots in front of I'll put the Patriots in front of the Broncos. I'm not putting them in front of the Cardinals. The Patriots is better than the Cardinals. You got two dogs in the backfield at running back for the Patriots.
What? Whoa! You got two dogs?
Sony Michel is a dog, bro.
Stop it, bro. Listen,
I'm playing with him right
that,
now. He a dog.
but you want to talk about Madden players? Shawn Michelle is not a good Madden player. What, 88 speed, 90 speed,
No, Sony Michel got 92 speed. What are we talking about
92
here?
speed? And who
Yeah,
else you talking about? Harris?
that's like having J.K. Dobbins in the backfield,
Who you talking about? Harris?
huh?
The next running back? Who the other running back? Harris?
I like Harris. Yeah, I like Harris
Buckhead?
as a running back. No, I'm not Buckhead terrible. The Patriots
Okay.
sucks. The Patriots suck. Don't get it fucked up. They have no receivers. I wouldn't play with them. D Hop is a better receiver over there for the Patriots, and Isabella is better than the two receivers they got over there. But speed wise, Demir Bird is a speed burner. That's like having John Ross.
Hell yeah.
Speed burner, right? But the Patriots is terrible. But the one thing the Patriots got that I would present over the Cardinals is their entire front line is better. They got top five line in the league. They don't have the weapons around that top five line. They don't have you can't say Cam Newton ain't a quarterback. You can still use Cam Newton. He's not the runner he was, but Cam Newton can play. You can play with Cam Newton. Even though you just use him for a season and then you want to get you a new guy in there. But defensively, they still got Gilmore. They still flying on defense. If you really look at their defense as a whole, they got one of the fastest cornerbacks on the game at corner over there. They got Kyle Duggar, one of the better rookies to play with at safety. And then they still got the two twins. As old as they are, you don't got too much time to play with them, but you can win ball games with that defense. That defense and that offensive line is exactly what you need to go into the playoffs with. You can get them to the playoffs, and you can run the ball and play good defense with that team.
And I
And
was bad man.
it's
Shawn Michelle,
better than the
88,
Cardinals.
he 88 speed, dog.
Who?
Shawn Michelle.
Shit, he was 92 when
Har-
we started the league.
Harris, 90 speed.
I like both of those running backs though. But what I'm saying is with that offensive line, and with that offensive line though, those running backs are legit running backs to have with that offensive line over there. And then the whole defense. I mean, you got one of the best corners, if not the best corner in the game, in Gilmore. And then you got a speed demon corner that you're going to better play with the boy Jack Jones, Josh Jones, whatever his name is. You know what I'm talking about?
He only they got him slow. He only like you talking about Jonathan Jones? He had 94 speed. J.C. Jackson 90 speed.
Yeah, J.C. Jackson is good though. Ain't his overall like 78, 80 or some shit like that?
J.C. Jackson, yeah, 80, 80.
Exactly. So to start off with, and then he's still young too, so you can ball with him. Like I said, their secondary is legit right now. Their secondary and their their front five up front on offense is really good. Hightower's still there, right? Hightower's on the team, right?
Yeah, Hightower. That's all they got.
Hightower's
That's
on
all
the
they got on
team,
their front seven. That's
right?
it.
Hightower at linebacker. Nah, Chase Winovich is a great Madden player to play with. Look at the speed of Chase Winovich, bro. 86 speed, 88 acceleration. He's a player you can play with. These are when you're looking at franchise, you're not looking at if I go pick this team online and play with them, I'm playing with them right now. You're looking at what their potential going to be 2 to 3 seasons down the line right now. So if you start off with these teams, they're terrible. The Jets don't have nobody on that team at all. They're the number one worst team in the league to play with. Then the Dolphins are a great team to pick because they got 3 first round picks and they're young. And they got one of the fastest running backs on the game right away as soon as you pick them. And then most people want to play with the rookie quarterback, the bull from Alabama, left-hander. Most people want to play with Tua, right? You can play with Tua. You can do some things with Tua. At receiver, you got the little small gadget guy that can fly. So the Dolphins, to me, aren't the worst team to play with because you could do some things, and they got the 3 first-round picks. The Jets don't have nothing. They got the picks, but they don't have nothing over there but an offensive lineman. Their best player is Becton, the left tackle rookie. Best
All right, so
player.
we ain't got to say the Jets. We know the Jets. That's my. So what about the Giants? You don't have the Giants? You don't have the Cardinals over the Giants?
Reason why I don't have
You
the
can say though.
Cardinals. Reason why I don't have the Cardinals over the Giants right now because the Giants have a solid offensive line. It's not the best, but they have a solid offensive line. They got Saquon Barkley over there on offense, and then that receiver Slayton is a dog. You can still do some things with the other 2 guys. What's the other 2 receivers they got? The little small 87 nigga, and then Golden Antoine Golden Tate or whatever. You could do some things with them. They can hold you down until you know what I mean, until you get farther. But I like here's why I don't like the Cardinals because they don't look at the overall of their players first of all, right? And then look at the team. You want to look at speed and players you can play with outside of. I mean, I would pick the Cardinals to play with Kyler Murray and Isaiah Simmons, and you want to build around that. That's why Falk picked them and built around them. But they're not a team that you plan with and you look at right away that you can like make noise with and get to a playoff right away with that team. They just don't have that Madden presence of players on their team, in my opinion. Again, this is my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying this is my opinion.
Yeah.
Washington was that as well, but then look at their corners. They got fast ass corners, fast ass safeties. Their front 4 dangerous on defense, if not the fastest and best D line in the game. They strong as oxes at D tackle, so they out the picture. So when you look at it, you got the Patriots, Bengals, Dolphins, Jets, Cardinals. Who else? I don't
You
really
said
got
Giants. You said Giants, Jets,
Giants.
Patriots, Cardinals, Dolphins. Me personally, another one that I thought you probably even with Deshaun Watson. I don't like the Texans.
Nah, oh yeah, the Texans fell the fuck off too. You right. You right. The Texans fell off. They terrible all around the board too. You right with Deshaun Watson out there. Nah, that's you right. You're right. There's a few teams that's like hard. You know what I mean? But you can build
Yeah,
them
they
into
close.
monsters. It's close, bro. It's close. It's close. But the Cardinals ain't no top 10 team. Ain't no top 5 team to play with, bro. Like maybe online if you want to play with them and you think that fine, but not in franchise mode, bro. You talking to a franchise guru. I don't play nothing else but franchise. I'm not hearing all that. Cardinals is this and Cardinals is that. I remember when he picked them, he ain't had a game yet, and I was like, "You sure you want these motherfuckers, bro? They terrible." Like not. I'm not. Let me ask you this: are you giving up the house for D Hop?
Give it up now.
Yeah. If he offer you a
No,
trade, are you giving up the house for
nah,
D Hop? D Hop is a
nah.
first. If you
I wouldn't
trade D
trade him
Hop,
either though.
but if on paper D Hop is a multiple pick player, first this year, first next year, first this year, second next year. But when you play with him,
Hey,
he ain't that type of player.
I can guarantee you, in real draft, he would be.
Tell me what his numbers look like right now, because it wasn't
Uh,
impressive to me when we first started.
let's see. So y'all know he X Factor.
Of course, well
Where he
deserved.
at? Cardinal. Oh shit, he at the top. I ain't gotta go nowhere. All right, so 99 overall, 91 speed, 91 to sell, 92 agility, 88 change of direction, 99 awareness, 94 ball carrying vision, 86 break tackle, 81 stiff arm, 83
All
speed,
right, so
ninety-one
here's my
juke.
thing. You'll play with Isabella before you'll play with fucking D Hop on Madden.
I don't know. 99
Just cause
catch,
of, just cause
99
of the
catching
speed.
traffic,
Yeah, so he gonna
99
catch.
catch
He gonna be your
everything.
possession. He gonna be your possession catcher, and that's it, bro. You're not
Bro,
hanging your hat on no.
you gotta double this dude. I
You're
swear to
not.
God,
You're
you gotta
not
double
hanging
him.
your. I'm not worried about no D Hop if I'm playing you and
Bro,
you playing it and you got
listen,
him. I don't give a fuck what team I got. I'm not
listen.
worrying about D Hop,
Hey,
bro.
whoever get Carter straight to me. Short, hey, 99 everything, 99 catching everything, 97 short route, 96 medium route, 92 deep route,
Shit,
99 release.
I don't even got.
Listen, 99 jumping.
Nah,
Like,
he's a dog, but you're not playing with him right now because how old is he? About 30 years old right now. How you're not playing with D Hop?
he
Nobody
said
playing.
7 year.
So
7 year. He 7 years
my whole thing,
experience.
you're not even playing in real draft. Fuck out of here. Fuck you talking about? Say nah, I'm playing. Um, what I was ready to say, the Ravens ain't even a top 5 team to play with on the game, in my opinion. They're not a top 5 Madden team to play with. They top 5 for sure, but they're not a top 5 Madden team to play with. Then you got to be
Depending
you.
on how you
Then you
play.
got to be you. If you ain't you, a true Ravens fan, you ain't gonna see the Ravens how I see the Ravens. I didn't pick the Ravens to play with the Ravens because of oh my God, the Ravens is shitty. Like they went 14-2. I picked the Ravens because I wanted to play with Lamar and I wanted to stop the nigga that was going to pick him for playing with him. Simple as that. But the moment I got that Raven team, I knew exactly what I had to tear up and what I could keep. And I started that transformation from season 1. I don't think the Ravens have the right Madden players to be able to, to really be successful with the way I need to be successful with a team. So again, all this is off of my opinion, not, this is not facts or this is my opinion. But I feel like my opinion. I know what I'm talking about in certain things and teams to play with. Top 5 or not 5 or the worst 5 teams to play with. Some of them teams is in the curse of that. Simple as that. Because even with the Bengals, you got Joe Burrow to look forward to. Mixon can hold you all the way down. You
Bengals
got John
ass
Ross.
cheeks.
You got John Ross with speed. Defensively, I don't really think they anything. But you do got a corner over there with Will what's his name? The Williams kid. That you
Hell
can rock
nah.
with. Their safeties ain't that good. Like I mean, they do got the one
So
bull
you'll take the Bengals receiving core with the Cardinals receiving core.
because of John Ross. Yes, and I could do
But you got
exactly the.
Isabella though.
I think I could do the exact same thing with. I think I could do the exact same thing with what's the bull name? What's the Bengals?
Blasphemy.
No,
Blasphemy.
what's
Don't
the
say AJ Green.
I could do the
Blasphemy.
exact same thing with AJ
Stop it.
Green that I would do with D Hop. D Hop is going to make special
Stop
plays for
it.
you because of the X Factor situation, yes, but they're the same receiver in my opinion. For Madden, they're the same exact receivers in my opinion.
Come
I
on,
mean,
man.
I
That's
mean, D
cap.
Hop makes
That's
the
cap.
50-50 catch. AJ Green makes the 50-50 catch. AJ Green is still to this day better than most of the corners to start the game off with. You can abuse a corner with AJ Green. You can.
Man, listen. I want to see. I want to see you play with the Bengals and show me.
I'm not playing with the Bengals. I don't have to. I win enough to be able to pick who I
Nah, I
want.
ain't talking about down to the period. Like, just we need to run a season or
And
something.
I'm not saying, look, if I had an opportunity to pick D Hop or AJ Green, I'm picking D Hop, of course. But what I'm
What I'm
saying
saying
is,
is the
I look
receiving
at
core.
AJ Green the exact same way as I look at D Hop. They the same type of receivers on Madden, in my opinion. They should have made. I mean, D Hop should be able to do some things. I don't know. They come on, Boone. We haven't really seen a D Hop the way they made him right now. We haven't seen that over the last since 17. We haven't seen that. Nobody's been
Yeah,
checking for D Hop. He get traded more than anybody.
I just think the fall off is not too far. Like, if you look at D Hop and Isabella, and then you look at AJ Green and John Ross, I take it. If I could take D Hop and Isabella, I would take them over John Ross and AJ Green.
And you put
Like
the
they would.
right corner. You put the right corner in front of John Ross. He ain't getting open. You put the right corner in front of Isabella. He ain't getting open. Or Christian Kirk. They don't get open. You saw it. What have they done in our league? One person made John Ross look all right. Albert. By the time he started getting him, he looked all right. He traded him. Then he just fell off the map. Simple as that, right? D Hop never did shit. The Saints had him and he couldn't do nothing with him. Simple as that. He couldn't run by nobody. This was year 1. Year 2, he couldn't do nothing with D Hop.
Yeah, they upgraded them now though. That's
Come
what I'm
on,
saying. They
come on. The
upgraded
best
now.
receivers on the game and the best receivers in real life is not good Madden players on the game. Nobody wants to. Come on, one of the best receivers is the nigga for the Packers, Devontae Adams, and nobody really played with him. Nobody worrying about no Devontae. Man, they'll trade him faster than a motherfucker. Let's talk real franchise players. You'll trade Devontae Adams before you'll play with him. They
Nah,
they going they going
see.
they
I would
going
keep.
they
I'm
going
not.
they'll value St. Brown faster than they'll value what's the name because of the height and the speed. Simple as that. Interstate 11 is going to get more. Is going to be the number one receiver over there before Devontae Adams. And Adams got 89 speed with 94 excel. And I played with the Packers for a season or two. I traded him right away because I'm blowing my team up. But I'm a trading. But we not. These guys aren't making noise in our league. They never from name one time outside of fucking gamers with John Ross and John Ross rookie year was John Ross ever a name in any of our leagues. Nobody's never done anything with John Ross in our league. No one's ever done anything with D Hop. No one's ever done. The closest to do anything with D Hop was D West and 20, and all he did was catch slants for him all game long. Come on, what's the receiver over there? Michael Thomas don't even get. Who is he? He not a Madden
Thomas was
player.
trash though.
Yeah, he not a Madden player though, but he
My,
one of the
my
top
my whole
five
thing
receivers in
is
the league.
real
Shit,
draft gonna be the way
niggas
real
won't even
draft
play
gonna
with
be.
Julio. Niggas won't even play with Julio right now, bro. Come on, let's talk. Like what we really talking about? We're not talking about
But
these
we know
these
why. We
online
know
mutt
why.
players, man. These niggas
But we
don't
know
know.
why.
Fuck out of here.
But yeah, that's all though. I just want to show,
Like
man.
like
It's
right
a
now,
bunch of
he
other
talking about fuck
teams.
talking about how his team suck this and that. The Bengals without John Ross. This and that. No, nobody don't want to hear all that shit. We know what we talking about. None of these players that we screaming names right now, as good as they are on paper, get played with in leagues, bro, where they out there shitting top receivers in the league every year. None of that shit. None of them. Niggas be coming in with rookies doing that shit right away. Boop. They don't even worry about those type of players. Knock it off. Knock it off, bro. We not playing online. You gotta you on franchise right now. Get your mindset away from when you just lock in and load up and say, yo, T just play me. You playing with a team online. That shit ain't the same, bro. Franchise different, bro. It's completely different. Not the same. So you can miss me with that shit. Cardinals one of the top 5 worst teams. He made that team great fast. He blew it up, got the right pieces over there, had the draft picks to go ahead and build that team, and he built it through the draft. You see guys still right now to this day complaining about what a nigga team look like and they draft the same position all draft long. You've been in 3 drafts and all you draft was a safety in a corner every fucking year. Safety corner, safety corner, safety corner. Got 13 corners on your team, ain't do shit with your D line. Still playing with them same old ass D linemen motherfuckers. What's good, coach? Boom, you know what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah.
Then they wonder why I'm 99 deep at 2 positions because I drafted 10 defensive linemen in the first 2 drafts. What you think gonna happen by season 8, dumbass? I'm playing with the same 4 corners I've been playing with damn near. Look, I started off with Humphreys and Avery. I drafted Sturdy. I drafted Chuck Woodson. I drafted Martin Johnson. Um, and then I just drafted another corner, but I traded for Ramsey. Those same corners are still on my team right now. You don't see 7 other corners traded 4 of them away. None of that. I've been playing with the same motherfuckers because I know how to put a team together. Then you wonder why your team don't look like my team because you don't know what the fuck you doing because you looking at your team like you playing mutt or online right now and not how you supposed to be. What's good, coach? Look at the Bears roster. He move how I move. Look at the Bears roster. He might not be a great player on Madden, but he draft better than everybody, the majority of the league right now. What separates T from being a good Madden player to being a good franchise player? Him knowing how to draft and move now, trading and getting picks and doing things like that. Is that it? Ain't niggas go ahead with that shit. Miss me with the bullshit. What's good, coach? But anyway, man, can we do one of these, Boom? And here's the franchise guru, real Boom. Tupac is back. Great show. This thing went 2 hours long. You know we do what we do. You heard? Holla at us when you holla at us. You got me.